Lucky Boys Podcast.
Welcome to Lucky Boys Podcast. I'm Will.
I'm Norm.
And we have a guest today, Mr. Michael, a.k.a. Pin Lin. His first name rhymes with his last name.
Welcome back on the show, man.
Thank you. I mean, so welcome back to society for me.
You just came out of hibernation, right?
Came out of hibernation. I feel like I was a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
For the past 3 months, stayed indoors, barely went out. This is my first actual social interaction.
Oh, man.
How's it feel?
Real life interaction, not
Real life
versus virtual.
Like a virtual teleconferencing over Teams, Zoom, whatever. It's not the same as being in person.
Nothing beats, in person, physical,
Like, we've had a couple of Zoom sessions. We've had Hangout sessions.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
Yeah.
It's just so easy to just do other things as well. Your attention's not fully... Your attention's divided.
You know, for me, the first Zoom online happy hour, that was kind of cool because it was the first time. And then every other time I just had no interest. So when my friends, like you guys or anyone else wanted to say like, hey, let's do an online meetup or let's have a happy hour, I would always be like, I mean, obviously because I wasn't there for those, but it was just to me, after the first one was cool. But I could picture the second, third, fourth, fifth one kind of feeling lame.
Oh.
It gets really awkward.
Like
you don't know when to like say goodbye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I don't mind the Zoom timer. 45 minutes. Oh, bye guys, I'm
You
out.
can't just kind of like ninja your way out. You know, you gotta just like so you're kind of waiting for your. It's like jump roping. You're like double dutch. You're waiting for your moment to jump in, so you can kind of go. All right, guys. Yeah, I have to go do something.
Like the last 20 minutes of every Zoom call, it's like everyone looking at you, just like, who's gonna be first to leave? Who's gonna be first to leave? It's like, okay, someone left. I can go now.
Yeah, I feel like it has to have a purpose. Like if you're going on a virtual like hangout, it has to have a purpose. It can't just be like, yo, let's just come on and just like chit chat, you know? Yeah, you can catch up, but then I feel like when we were doing it, we were doing like board games. Yeah. And that was fun. And, when we got sick of it, we were just like, okay, it's time to go, this is our last game. And that didn't really make it too awkward. But then if you're jumping on, having a conversation, and all of a sudden, like, conversation goes dry, and then it's like, oh man, I have dinner. I gotta cook. I gotta get out of here.
Well, I'm glad that it looks like, people are beginning to reappear into society and being reintroduced. Just yesterday over in St. Mark's Place over in New York City, East Village. As you guys know, there's still no dining in restaurants or bars. So you see a lot of people outside drinking. And yesterday was a gorgeous day. And St. Mark's had hundreds of people on that block, on that stretch, right there between 2nd and 3rd Avenue and 8th Street. It was just packed, shoulder to shoulder people. It looked like a block party. People outside drinking. Hanging out,
no one cared
conversating. No, man, completely. You know what?
Down.
Dude, just think about it. I mean, it goes to what we were talking about before, right? It's like the weather's fucking nice. People are hanging out. You're young. You feel healthy. You feel invincible. You get a sense of aura. You look at somebody else. They don't look scared. So you don't. Everybody else just kind of hanging out. You have a couple of drinks in you. It's a couple of like hot looking people that you're kind of eyeing, and you're having a conversation. You're going, you know what? Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I've been pent up for 3 months. I'm tired of being scared. I'm done. I'm out here drinking. I'm living my best life right now. The weather's insanely nice out here. It's New York City, so we tend to appreciate the good weather just a bit more because we don't get sunny weather all the time. That's like a comfortable temperature compared to a place like LA.
Yeah, and you want to get cooped up in the house because it's stuffy in the house too. Because with the weather now, it's getting warmer. Like my house is like unbearably hot, so I have to step out.
Turn on
just
the
to
AC.
relax.
I know people.
AC, I can't keep up on my
I spoke with a couple of my friends on the other end. They're concerned. They're like, "What the heck, man? We did this quarantine for nothing.
You're ruining it for the rest of us.
You're ruining it, man. What the heck?" Because they're going, people don't care about social distancing. People don't care about masks. You got that other group, right? And that's still hyper anxiety that's going, yo, what the, are you people insane? And then you got the other group that's going, you know what? It's not as bad as we thought it was. We were convinced, we did our jobs for 3 months and we took a step back and we reassessed it. And we're going, you know what? It's not that much more worse than the common flu.
Like, you can't live like that for a long term. It's not a solution. Like, I think a lot of people were mistaken that, oh, we're going to be in quarantine until a vaccine is found. That was never supposed to be the case anyway. It was quarantine, control the levels, avoid the spikes, and to free up ICU hospital beds. But it was never until a vaccine was found. And I feel like the curve has flattened. If anything, it might be decreasing. I haven't checked the numbers. But
They actually say it's increasing in some areas.
in states that reopened that without
Right.
proper measures.
Right.
Reopened like willy-nilly, like
Yeah,
without
just like, okay,
and a gradual
open the floodgate. It's
Yeah.
like
Right, but
ripping off the
but are they
Band-Aid.
seeing a spike in cases because there are more tests available, or are they seeing a spike in cases where people are actually hospitalized and the hospitals are packed? That's what's not clear to me. I understand that obviously you test people, the odds are there's going to be several people that test positive, therefore increasing the report, the numbers. It's a numbers game, right? So the numbers are higher, but how many of those people that are confirmed are at a severe level of the virus where they need to go to the hospital?
Yeah, so it's too much burden on the hospital. But I think the metric that they're looking at right now is that they're looking at states that reopened, like Michael said, like reopened.
Florida, Texas.
Right, Florida, Texas. These are states that really never had a plan, so they've just reopened, and you see that spike. But that's the only metric that I think they're looking at. They're not looking at like, oh, there's more testing available. That's why, we
Right.
showed the spike because of the testing.
Right. So we need to look at it on different sides of the report. We can't just go, because you could do that almost anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Right. You can
Yeah.
you can just increase testing in more areas and then create a narrative that's saying, oh, the numbers are up again. And then that'll be the headline and the people will just go crazy.
That's why I would say the proper number is ICU beds. How many's available? How many's free? And how at capacity are they? If they're not, then it's okay to, as New York is in phase 1 right now, and hopefully going to phase 2 by next month. I think also people are acclimating to it too, because the whole thing back in February, March, the wide field it was such a big unknown. No one knew anything about it. It was a new disease.
We still don't know shit
We
about
we
this.
still don't know shit about it.
Yeah, that's true.
But we're more aware of the implications, I guess, of it and how to adapt with it.
You know, I thought with time we would learn more about this within the past 3 months. And what I've learned is that there's still things that we need to learn about this, because a lot of people still don't know, including doctors. Because if you look at some of the reports, a lot of them contradict each other.
Like the recent WHO reported, what was it said originally? Yes, you shouldn't wear
This
face
was
masks.
recent, yeah.
Then you need to wear face masks.
Right.
Now outdoors, asymptomatic might not be as transferable, but pre-symptomatic they still don't know about. So that was still kind of like the missed part in that.
Right.
whole
And then
report.
if you got the coronavirus, can you get it again?
we still don't
Well,
know.
what's that test?
The antibody test.
If they test you and you have the antibodies,
then
right,
you're mainly probably protected
are
from the
you
current strain.
are you bulletproof? Right? Or you're not. So the way I see it, if this is anything like a common flu, so if I just because I got the flu last year does not guarantee that I'm not going to get the flu in the upcoming flu season. I'm still gonna need a flu shot or still take care of myself and
Yep.
avoid unhealthy people.
Well-
but the concern here is
Yep.
that some people think that a lot of people that I've spoken with think that if they have the antibodies, that they are somewhat immune, have some type of invincibility to COVID-19. And I don't know, but I wouldn't be walking around like nothing could mess with me.
No, yeah, I think like still precautions need to take place, right? Like I agree with some of the people that you've talked to about, they're ruining it for the rest of us. I definitely feel like people still need to take precautions, not just like hang out and then not social distance, and just make make light of it because it's not over. We don't have a vaccine. The only thing we can do is make sure that we're still following some of the suggestions that were made to reduce the spread of this. Plus, knowing the fact that we don't overburden the hospitals, because people will if people start getting sick again, the hospitals they won't be able to take it. So we have to keep that in mind. But I don't want to say like people shouldn't go out and hang out. Right now we're just like beautiful weather. I think we should take advantage of it because it's not gonna last long.
I have a confession. I went to the beach.
Yeah, I went to the beach.
I got sunburned.
I went to the beach a month ago.
Yeah. So I just went this past Tuesday, and I got to tell you, 1 out of every 50 people I saw, maybe 1 out of 100 even, I don't know, was wearing a mask.
I mean, if you're at a beach, you're not going to wear a mask. You're going to have a tan line up around your face. No one's going to do that.
Right.
But the main thing is about, I think the key word in this is being responsible as possible, right? If you're at a beach or outdoors and you're 6-10 feet away from
that doesn't
someone,
even matter, and I'll tell you why. That's what I thought, right? But when I went to the actual beach, it was like the wind carries, if you throw the sand up in the air, the wind was strong enough where it was, gonna push it a few feet. Imagine what it's gonna do with a cough. It's gonna accelerate that cough. You could be like 10 feet from somebody. The wind's gonna push that cough
Droplets.
It's straight into you breathe that in. So, but here's the thing. I get it, man. It's like, how long are we supposed to stay inside? You're going to go crazy. At this point, it's just like, all right, come on. We're going to stay inside for what? A year or two? Because it doesn't work if everyone's not playing along. It doesn't work. If everyone doesn't agree, like New Zealand, right? Didn't they're celebrating 3 weeks?
Cases free, essentially.
3 weeks, 0 coronavirus positive tests, right? 0. So as it appears, according to reports, New Zealand is coronavirus free. So in America, if you can't get everyone to stay inside and eradicate this virus, which people are going to exercise their freedom and say, F all that, right? We had the spring breakers, remember that, right? The protests, right?
We haven't seen the spike from the protests yet, so we don't know for sure.
Right. You're looking at all these cases where these huge groups of people getting together. Because remember, just a couple of months ago, police were having to raid parts of New York City that were having these secret parties. Remember that?
Yep.
That was just a few weeks ago. I mean, the news has been just so enormous in terms of like they're outdoing each other. They're all like, hold my beer, right? That's what it's been, a constant hold my beer year. So the months is just weeks. It's just like, holy shit, man. It just keeps stacking on you, and you forget about the big thing that happened last week.
Look at the positive and negatives. Do you want to put yourself in that situation? You're saying like it's going to spread no matter what, but then the people who are taking precautions do they have a lesser probability of getting it?
Let's talk about people's mental state first. The high anxiety folks, you're not going to be able to control the ones that are more...
The extremes.
Right. That just don't really care about the virus. They don't think it's going to impact. You can't control them, right? They're going to want to go out. And you can't control the people who are scared, who just, fearful of going out. Yeah. So the ones that have anxiety, stay in, keep doing what you're doing, right? Whatever gives you that peace of mind. If you have bad health, now that's a no-brainer. If my health was, if my immune system was crappy, or if I was old, anything where if I was one of those high-risk people, I would probably stay inside. I would limit
be
my
more
exposure.
cautious.
Yeah, I would definitely be more cautious.
And also limit my exposure to high-risk individuals
right.
if possible.
Right. But if I'm healthy and I'm around, other people that are healthy, right, individuals, and I want to go out, I feel like I want to go to the beach. I feel like I want to go out for a couple of drinks. I feel like I want to socialize and be with a few of my buddies. Then that's what I'm going to do. That's what it's perfectly legal. I'm not doing anything illegal. If they allow you to go to movie theaters, restaurants, I'm going to participate in that. Regardless of what people say, I may participate. But it depends. Here, I will say this with an asterisk, right? It depends. Like, I'll put a disclaimer on it. It depends on what's going on. Right now, as it seems, with cases dying down, it doesn't appear this strain is as deadly to people like us, right? In our age bracket, and we're all very healthy, right? It doesn't appear to be really detrimental to us, right? As we thought it would be. So because of that, and I have to reevaluate, right? If this new strain comes and it starts fucking like guys up that are super healthy and doesn't even matter, it's just destroying us. You better believe I'm at home.
It's like those movies, like Infection, like
Yeah,
people
man.
coughing up blood and then
Yeah, right,
Yep.
right.
That-
But it's
then
but it's not
that's
the
different.
case. Yeah, it's not the case. And a lot of people are, even some people have COVID-19, and they're showing no symptoms. They feel they like when Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz had it. I remember him being one of the first athletes to test positive because of Rudy Gobert. That whole scenario where he
Yep.
was licking everything and touching everything and
Yep.
messing with his teammates when it first came out.
because he was fucking around.
He was fucking around because a lot of people took COVID-19
Seriously.
Not as
extremely
seriously.
light
Yeah.
in the beginning. And when people understood how serious it was, then they're like, holy shit, okay.
Super spreader.
So he basically spread it to his teammate by being,
Just
trying to be
playing
funny.
sports, Yeah.
So Donovan Mitchell said, and I remember him saying, the crazy part, he goes, I would never think that I even have it. I could play a 7-game playoff series right now if I needed to.
I mean, that's the scary part. Not scary, but main thing about coronavirus. You don't know if you have it. There's a lot of people that don't know they have it because, like you mentioned, asymptomatic. A lot of people don't show any symptoms of a fever, cough, or any of those other indications. But the common thing that I do hear about even asymptomatic is loss of smell or taste even. And I knew someone that was actually had it and asymptomatic, and he thought he had it, and we said, like, he can't taste anything. We're like, no, really? So
I wonder
this is
how-
on a
how that
call.
feels.
He took a tequila bottle and just weighed it in front of us. It was like nothing. Drank it like water.
Wow.
So it's just like that extreme of loss. It's like, but that's not as serious as.
What a weird way to prove that you can't.
You need something
Well,
to
we,
release.
we egged him on.
I thought he did that uninstigated. I would have been like, wow, that's really strange.
No, that was
I'll prove it to you guys.
it was my own curiosity. I was like, really?
was like,
I wonder
that's
how that
water.
would be.
You know what? If it's a really good tequila brand, it's pretty smooth.
Casamigos. Plug.
If it's
It has to be something you're really allergic to.
Yeah.
Like you
And
must
it's
hate
smooth.
this type of liquor.
Durian.
that
Yeah.
it
Then
has
you
to be
can prove it.
Durian's
Durian
we know
is
for a
the
fact
perfect test.
We know that you don't like 151, and then you put it in around your nostril,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my god.
I mean, you'll still
he
get
does
the
have
burn.
it.
150.
You'll
Why-
probably still get the burn, but yeah, you might not get that.
Why
taste.
do they even make an alcohol like 151? That is so unnecessary. All three of us have
I mean,
151
Yeah,
stories.
and I'm never touching that.
Why would they
this
make
day,
moonshine?
I'll be honest. To this day, 151 is the reason why I cannot drink rum.
So for those of you guys listening, Bacardi 151 was it 151 proof? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's extremely strong, and it tastes like I never tasted like what
It's
gas
worse-
would be pumping
worse
into
than
your
rubbing
mouth,
alcohol.
But I would have to imagine it's somewhere along those lines, and it is disgusting. And not only that, when you get drunk off of it, the drunk that you get, it is filthy. It's not a smooth drunk.
No.
It's completely sloppy. You feel like dirt.
You could feel sick for like a whole week.
We did feel sick for well. That's because we finished the whole bottle.
Yes.
We finished the whole bottle, and we did it back to back. I did it back to back days, and it was a college day. It was back when we were in college.
Yeah.
So we were just
Not
very-
last week.
Yeah, we just weren't. We weren't that smart. But I mean, well, it was a whole deeper
other
reason why
thing,
we did
yeah.
that we can't get into. But yeah, I mean, we drank it and we were just completely and I was taking care of you.
I was out.
You were throwing up everywhere.
I don't remember anything after like the fourth pass around.
You are. Let me tell you, you are the heaviest motherfucker when you're drunk. Seriously, I've never held on to anything heavier.
I was probably pure dead weight.
You were, your pants came off. You were naked. It was. I'm freaking. I'm pretty bombed myself. I'm cleaning puke off of you. I'm carrying you to the other room, and I was in pretty good shape in college. Like I was all right. And I'm lifting you up, and it was like holding like 50 bags of rice. Like it was, bro, it was so bad. It was so I couldn't believe. And I was like, man, this dude naked. Like, how am I gonna? And then Z at that time is the other guy that was hanging out with us drinking. he was also like all over the place, and I'm trying to like help him out, and I'm cleaning puke everywhere. It was. I don't recommend. I don't even know why they make liquor like that. It's
not even fun to drink.
Well,
There's
have
no
you ever
purpose
mixed
to
it?
it.
Maybe you're
That
supposed to
and
mix
Double
it,
Springs
and
is
not,
another.
you're not supposed to. You're supposed to use it as a cocktail mix, not a.
It still
straight
gets you
up.
bombed.
yeah, but cocktail mix.
Wait,
But it's still
That's even more
gross.
dangerous.
So,
Because
but
now
that
you're
is-
hiding the taste and
you're
flavor
hiding,
of it.
you're hiding the
That
taste,
makes
but you
even
get
more
the buzz.
dangerous.
Well, that was the
You get the
key.
buzz.
That was the key inside our house parties. The jungle juice. Did we
Yeah.
ever throw 150? No, I think we played nice.
We played nice.
I think we
didn't
put
go
vodka.
with it. Yeah.
We did cheap
With the plastic,
the plastic bottle
vodka.
vodka.
It was
Georgie's.
like
Georgie's.
$8 for a liter. Oh,
Speaking of which, you know what? I'm gonna get some liquor.
the
All
good
right.
old days.
Liquor break.
What do you guys want?
Yeah.
Beer, wine,
Whatever's.
or liquor?
Yeah. Do you have scotch or you have anything like that?
I have I have.
I go
scotch.
with beer.
You know what? But I don't have ice.
I want to.
I just realized.
I want to make it easy.
I didn't-
So
I'll take beer.
You want beer?
Yeah.
What are you getting?
I'm getting a beer.
Okay, beer then. So I'm not gonna like be the one that.
I mean, that's
Get something
I don't
else.
drink soda, but I drink beer.
Right. You guys can keep talking.
Yo, you were mentioning like some of the whiskeys that
Oh,
you're
yeah.
drinking at home.
So I just got the I'm probably butchering the name because I just don't try to remember. the name.
Lagavulin. Lagavulin is such a cool
It's
name.
good, but
Yeah.
I think it's Ardbeg, the 10-year-old one.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually not bad. Since it's
Ardbeg.
young, it's not as doesn't have the same color, the caramel color for whiskey. It's actually on the lighter side.
How long is it aged for?
10,
Oh, 10 years?
Yeah.
That's pretty long.
but it actually has a really good smooth finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like I don't drink that much anymore since bars have been closed, and I
That's so-
just don't drink that much at home.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
I
Why
find-
is that? I mean, I find myself drinking more actually at home, but not as much binging. Like I would, like if I go out, then in one day I'll probably like drink a lot,
Yeah.
and then for the rest of the other days I probably won't drink. But then this is more spread out. Like drinking at home is more spread out. You know.
For me, I think I prefer to be a social drinker than just drinking alone at home. It's just not the
Yeah.
same.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
I could drink at Annie, but then it's not as fun because she's done after like 1 or 2 drinks, and I'm like,
Can't
what's the
continue.
point? I don't want to drink alone.
Oh man.
So
Same over here.
So I just tend to like not drink. Like I'll just have staying hydrated with water, or even drinking carbonated water, sparkling water to get that same fizzy carbonation feeling,
You're
just
right.
to like quench that need.
You know what? I just drink by myself.
Yeah, but like
Put on some music,
Like he said, it's like
Sip on. Like I'm not getting
it's not
like
as fun.
bombed. No, dude, it's fine. Like to me, it kind of just takes the edge off. It opens up the doorway to happiness just a little bit more, and you just you loosen up a bit, and then you just listen to music, something that's not depressing. You just chill with it, man, and you just kind of enjoy it.
What kind of music gets you into mood, the
Dude,
drinking mood?
So it depends, right? It depends on my mood. Like sometimes I'll go back to like R&B. Also, this depends on my old and that's not
Yeah.
always the case. But
And it has to be 90s R&B.
it has to be 90s R&B, right? Or sometimes I'll listen to old school hip hop, or I'll listen to like kind of like EDM beats. Sometimes party music. Things depends on my mood, man. If I'm feeling like really energetic, or if I just want to kick back and relax, and it also depends on what I'm drinking, right? So like if I'm drinking wine, I'm not gonna be going.
You put on a little
Wine
jazz and classical music, some Pavarotti, a little opera in the background.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
It's good to see you.
Been a
guys,
while.
man. Yeah. Well, you.
Been a while.
Understatement.
I do like runs for Pin sometimes. Like he's like texting me like, go get me some wipes. You go to BJ's, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go, but there's nothing left. So it's like
that's
no
the thing,
wipes.
though. I've been trying to buy like Clorox wipes off online. You can't find them anywhere.
Still, yeah.
When Costco has it on the site, they don't deliver it to me.
Bro, I have a few. You could take a few.
I'll take you up on that.
Yeah. I have a few. I don't even use them as much
Well, it's
anymore
funny, like-
because my dog passed away. So
Sorry to hear that. Yeah. Yeah, like I remember
she
in the
lived a
beginning.
long life, 15, 16
15,
years
that's a
old.
great-
So.
To Momo.
R.I.P. Momo, love you.
She's up there playing with X, Rose, and Kibbles right now. So
Oh man,
Yeah.
and
The whole
Tigger,
family. Whole
and
lineage.
Tigger, and Honey.
Tigger, yeah.
Oh my gosh, man, too many dogs.
So many.
But
Like
you were saying?
So I remember in the beginning of it when like I still had like packs of Clorox wipes and I was running low on toilet paper, and then Annie's mom had we ordered right before it all happened. We ordered a whole pack to her place from Costco, so that's like 30 rows. So that's 30 rows.
Uh-huh.
And so I had Norm do me a favor of picking up from Annie's mom's place because they live across the street from each other.
Okay.
And I said, all right, you know what? You need a Clorox wipes. I'm going to do a trade. You drive to me. I'm going to give you a whole pack of Clorox wipes.
We traded
There you go.
bartering
toiletries, yeah.
for services.
But the thing is, like, damn, I mean, like, I don't really use that many wipes on my, like, I still have a lot.
Can
like,
I have it back then?
You know, sure. I mean, I honestly don't use it that
And
often.
to be fair, for those of you listening, I'm not a fucking hoarder. I literally bought all this stuff before the pandemic, way before, like early in the year.
Yep.
It was on back order. Here's what it is. Even before all this, like if there's a good deal where you can buy in bulk, then I buy, because I'm like, for example, toilet paper, paper towels,
Wipes.
Those are things that I'm going to use. So if there's a really good discount and I see it, let's say there's no virus, just on a normal, let's say it's 2019 and it's all good, I would do the same. So that's what happened. Yeah. So in January, February, that's when I ordered it.
That was a normal thing. Like,
It was a
it's
normal thing.
restocking.
It's not like I'm buying 5 entire stacks.
I saw a
Just do
deal.
one stack. Yeah.
I saw a discount deal on Slick Deals, and I say, "Oh, there we go, boom, order," and that's it. That's
That's
a
a
great
smart
deal.
thing to do.
perfect timing.
But
So the wipes that I'm giving you is from January.
Hey, I'll take it. I'm not complaining because I don't really use it. So, but Annie, she just wipes. Whenever I go on a grocery run, she wipes everything down.
How is her anxiety with all this?
She's getting better. So in the beginning, she wouldn't even let me go
and
out.
Annie's your fiance.
Yeah, Annie's my fiance. She wouldn't even let me go out. I'm like, I'm going out for grocery run. She's like, once every 2 weeks, order from Costco or something. My sister's even worse. She's like, don't go out.
Wow.
She's like texting me, don't go out. It's supposed to be bad. Order from Costco. I'm like, sure.
But you can't order everything from Costco.
You can.
know?
I like buying my own groceries.
Yeah, you want to make sure
Yeah.
that you're picking something.
I was
that you
never
actually
at
wanna
that
get.
level. Thank God.
Trust me. If
Never.
Annie wasn't living with me, I'd probably loosey goosey going out. I would probably
I,
You probably
know
have
what?
coronavirus.
I would be more concerned when I would visit my parents.
exactly.
I would have the mask on,
Yeah.
even with my parents, and in the beginning, I was just dropping supplies off of them at their door and leaving. And then when I started getting a little more loose about it, I put a mask on when I see them.
Yeah.
Now it was like my mom's like, take that shit off your face. Like, she's like, let me see you.
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, man. So
Like-
I guess we're back to normal now,
Yeah,
Mom.
pretty much. Annie's getting to that stage. She's getting more back to normal. She's still wiping down groceries. That's why I need the wipes. I'm running low. Also, a whole 5-pack from Costco will last me like an entire year.
Right.
I just
But-
don't. How would you even wipe it down?
She just wipes down the surface using the Clorox. So she
with,
goes
with,
to
the, with the same wipe, right? Not like
with
I need a
the
new
same
wipe. Every
No.
time I
She
need a
uses the
new
same wipe, so it's not like one wipe per item. Oh no! I would have been out of it way.
It's like one container would last me a whole year. Like I don't really use it that much.
So you guys were, we talked about dogs
Yeah.
real quick, and I've been thinking about getting a dog back and forth, right? But man, I've lost, 2 dogs that were super close to me, and my entire life are probably like 5-6 dogs, and all of them were very painful. I guess the last 2 I just feel like is the most painful because they're the most recent, and had the most time spent with them on a everyday basis. And I know you had kibbles for what, 12 years?
12 years, yeah.
So, and we lived together too at that point. Would you ever get another dog?
So that question keeps coming into my mind also. Like I'm debating with it myself. Like right now, I'm too selfish to get another dog. I'm enjoying the free time I have right now, right? Because when you have a dog, you have to plan your travels. You have to plan all your activities around your dog as well, because you have to feed, walk. You have to take care of them. That's your responsibility of being a dog owner. And I'm enjoying the little break as well, but I'm also feel my heart's not ready for it. So down the line, I do plan on getting another dog or getting more dogs, but not right now. I wouldn't do the dog justice. I mean, obviously, if I get one, I would rearrange and prioritize differently. But as of right now, as it stands, the question has gone in and out. I do want another dog at some point, but not right now.
I mean, what about you, Norm?
Oh,
you never had
I get this.
have you?
Well,
How about fish?
Living with you guys has taught me to never get a pet. So you guys taught me a lesson. I like that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Wait, why?
No, I see that if you want to be a responsible pet owner, there's a connection that you develop with your pet. A dog, especially because there's, they're man's best friend, and there's a deep connection that's built between you guys. And I don't think that I will be able to handle, because in reality, you're gonna outlive your dog no matter what, right? And there comes a day where you have to face reality, and you know that your dog's gonna pass away before you do. So I don't think I can handle that. Plus, also the responsibility. I get this question all the time from Gabby that she wants a pet, and I'm like, no.
I will concede that. I mean, yes, to be a responsible dog owner, you develop this relationship with your dog, and it's like, you ever seen Avatar? Not the Last Airbender, which is
the cartoon,
awesome. The cartoon,
the blue aliens,
the blue tall motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then when they have to get that lizard, dragon, whatever, and they take their hair. Yep. And they connect it like an outlet into the lizard.
Or other uses case scenario that we won't go into.
So
for those that seen the movie,
when you really develop a bond like that, when you bind with your dog, they go on with you with hikes. They're with you when you're going out for your walks and you're just thinking, or when you're at home, or when you come home, which is probably the best. And they're just wagging their tail, insanely super excited, and for some reason that their energy just transfers over to you, and you're happy for whatever, even though you had a shitty day. That to me is amazing, that bond. But then when they pass away, and it's like most of the times when it's not even them passing away. It's not like you wake up one day and your dog is dead. That's
you have the responsibility of making sure they pass away peacefully. So
right.
You have to make that decision.
You see the progression, the decline of whether it's their coordination or their diet.
The muscle mass is just losing mass.
Right. And it becomes really painful to watch that decline and just seeing that they're just not puppies anymore. They're not, this healthy stud, and driving them to that veterinarian. And I'm being a total bummer right now, but man, like
that's the reality of it though.
When I had to drive Moet, I mean, with X, you guys, when you saw me with X, I was a mess. I was a hot mess. I wasn't even trying to hold back my tears in front of my friends. It was tough. And Moet, because of COVID, I was there by myself, right? And I actually prefer being by myself, I realized, but my wife and my kids were waiting outside in the car. And I carried Moet in. And then the vet, after she did her checkup, she goes, you're doing the right thing. This is, she needs, her heart rate was like super, super low. Her beats per minute was very low. But I could see in her eyes that she still was like, she was halfway like concerned, like, hey, what's going on? And that fucked me up. Because like she was a little worried, and I'm just trying to make her like comfortable. I didn't want her to be worried in her last moments. So I told the doctor to hold her. So she left the vet. So she left the room, gave me 20 minutes, and I spent those 20 minutes just sobbing, like uncontrollably, like a little boy, like just I couldn't stop as much as I wanted to like control it. Just like, because even when she got comfortable after like 10 minutes, she was like, all right, dude, stop crying. And she's looking at me. She gave me like a little lick to comfort me, and like, yo, it's all good. And I'm hugging her, man. And after 10 minutes, I was like, I got to stop. I got to get the vet now. I got my kids waiting for me out there and this and that. And then I look at her, and she just kind of like had this peaceful look. And then the one of the nurses came in and checked in. I saw my face was like disgusting, red, snot probably. No, definitely, because I had like tissue everywhere. And she went back out. She goes, take your time. And then eventually I had to go out, look for them when I finally was able to get it under control. And I had to give the thumbs up. And I got to tell you, man, the second, third time, this is the third time I had to do this. it doesn't get any
No,
easier.
it doesn't.
You don't. I thought like I was hyping myself up since she was like 10 or 12 years. I'm like, nah, I could. And I think I even told you guys.
Moet the Immortal.
Yeah. And I was like, nah, I could handle it too. I could handle it. I'm not as close to Moet as I was with Xavier, so it's all good. And lo and behold, man, I was crying like a little bitch.
Never easy.
You know, oh man, I could have. I mean, she was, you know, and I still look at videos of her and pictures and damn, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that again.
It's tough because as a dog owner, your biggest responsibility is to make sure you're there in that room when you make that decision. And people think the biggest responsibility is taking care of them, feeding them. No, that's just normal day to day. I was like, because I do hear and read a lot of stories of people, their owners not being there when the shot is administered.
Because they can't
handle it. But but that's selfish.
Hard.
It's selfish though.
They're
because,
thinking about themselves and not thinking about
the dog gave you.
I don't think they're doing that as a way to be mean.
No.
I just don't think that they're strong enough.
But then
to be there.
I would say that's the largest responsibility of being a dog
It's
owner.
huge because as soon as you bounce, like, you know, think of a kid alone at the hospital if the mom and dad leaves and then just a stranger with white robes start coming in, poking and prodding.
But
it's scary.
Even if you don't feel like you're strong, you have to muster that courage because the dog gave you 10, 15 best years of their life unconditionally. The least you can do is be there for them for the last moments.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say in terms of you're going to consider dog, be there when you make that decision.
Right.
Like when Kibbles, so I had to like walk and carry her to the vet because it was like walking. This is New York City, walking most areas. Now I gotta be grateful of the vet that I had that I brought it to. Like gave me all the time I needed. They just said just knock on the door when you're ready, and that was it. Just left me alone in the room. I gave her pizza as the last meal. She could clear pizza 4 slices.
Same thing with eggs.
4 slices. Wow.
Yeah, she 4 slices kept going. Just like it almost made me second think about like should I just cancel it?
Because you're like, damn, well, look at how exuberant they are, just chowing down.
Yeah, and then it's like, but you know, sometimes it is comforting in a way when you do bring them to the vet and the vet doesn't even question you on your decision.
Yeah. Because the vet's like on a fence. Then you go, oh shit, I'm a scumbag.
Exactly. Like,
you know,
you just took one look and like, take the time you need. That was it.
And it's hard to take care of an aging dog. It's hard when they're on the decline like that. You have to tend to them 24/7. They're fucking up your house, peeing on the floors. And you're waking up to pee on it. Like this was where I was going. There was like piss on the floor. Whatever was going on with her bladder at an old age.
They can't control it.
She couldn't control it. So we were walking her 24/7, 24/7.
Like Kibbles, I was walking 6 to 8 times a day.
Yeah, and I have hardwood floors. It got so bad that my hardwood floor started curling.
Yeah. And for those not in New York City, this is not letting them out to the backyard. You have to take the elevator, go down the stairs, carry them, do what you have to do to get them out to the outside. Yep. Yeah. So it's a process, and you know what? It was worth it though. Like even towards the end of Kibbles, like 3-4 months, she can't even prop herself up to poo. I had to like hold her by the waist to help her keep her body up, just so that she can go and not get on herself.
And some people are like, "Oh, put the dog down," but at that point, like, you know what? The dogs are still happy.
They're still
wagging
eating.
their tail, still eating. Everything's still the same.
The eyes still had life. Like
except that the physical is just not. You know, they just, you know, that's like me trying to kill someone that's in a wheelchair. You know, it's like they still want to live. They still have a good quality of life. They're still happy. They still have some time left. You know, so it's actually what I think is more unselfish to really try to realistically look at your dog when it's at the point where they're at a mental decline, where they're suffering. That's the key. When they stop eating, when they're always depressed, when their eyes are dropped, when their light has gone out. That's when I saw Moet's light was dimming, and I could clearly she was suffering. And Pitbulls have a high tolerance for pain, so that's what makes it even tougher, right? But just dogs in general, man, they just don't want to show you when they're in pain. I had a Shih Tzu, Tigger.
Yeah,
I mean he wouldn't show
nothing. I mean he was old too.
He was old, man, and it's tough, man. I don't know if I would do that again. I just don't know if I could go through that again. It's maybe when I'm old. But it's just
not right now though.
Not right now.
Like Annie keeps trying to ask me like, let's get a corgi. I'm like, I'm gonna end up taking care of it. I know that already. I know I'm gonna fall for it. I
I'm
mean,
surprised.
obviously, I would want a pit bull, but
Yeah, I'm surprised because she saw everything like that. You know what Kibble went
it's
to.
not the same though. She wasn't. She was attached to kibbles, but it wasn't like the same attachment. I would say like
Yeah,
what
definitely.
Will had to X and Moed, I had with kibbles.
Now, I've owned a Maltese, a Shih Tzu, and Pitbulls, right? And I got to tell you, I love them all. I love like a lot of people are like, oh, this guy's getting and this was before Pitbull was cool.
Was trendy.
Was trendy, right? It was like when it was considered like ghetto or hood, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I always loved Pitbull. I grew up around a lot of Pitbulls, and I just knew they were awesome dogs, right? Can they be extremely aggressive? Absolutely. Can they have a tendency to hurt people because they're so physically gifted? Absolutely. But what a lot of people don't know about Pitbulls, and I'm sure you can attest to this, is that they're very extreme, both sides.
Nice, yep.
So they could be, and at the same time, they could be extremely athletic and extremely goofy.
Oh yeah.
They could be very mean and intimidating, but like little pussycats and super loving.
Yep.
And it all depends. You know, it comes down to how you raise the pit bull. You know, it really does. If you keep a high energy dog at home all the time, it's going to be destructive.
Exactly.
Like any other kid.
Like not even just pit bulls, any working class dog, right? Shepherd, collies, any high energy dog. If you keep them cooped up in an apartment, don't exercise, don't walk them properly. Even for a normal human being,
Right.
being cooped up, you get build up a lot of anxiety, and you just get a lot of
Right.
destructive energy.
Right. And they have more energy than people.
So you have to make sure you give them exercise, give them the walk. You have to tire them out.
A tired dog is a happy,
Happy
dog.
dog, yeah, because their mind is, I need to be doing something.
Right.
Think of it as someone with ADHD or something. They need to be constantly doing something, or else they're just gonna have that energy of this is gonna turn negative. Like you pent up a lot, like
That's what they're bred for, to work, to move. They're not bred to like sit around and do nothing.
No.
And that's the key. And I'm saying, like, there's so many. On the contrary, pit bulls weren't raised to attack humans. Back in the day, when they were building a fighting dog, actually, if a pit bull turned on its owners and bit people, they put those dogs down immediately.
Yep.
That wasn't a trait that they wanted when they were creating the breed. So they just got the ones that had the highest drive and did excellent in the ring, in the pit, which is hence the name Pit Bull. So they wanted to create the best pound for pound fighting dog, and they got it in a pit bull. But the thing about the pit bull is that they just have an extreme nature about them. They have an extreme willingness to please. A lot of people have this preconceived notion that is completely incorrect about pit bulls, where they're killers.
They attack
if they
humans.
taste blood, they go crazy.
they're not a shark.
Like they're fucking sharks. or if their jaws lock. There's no locking mechanism in a pit bull's jaw. You know, that's that bite force that people see or feel, or when they see when they're biting on ropes or anything. That's just pure drive. That's all. That energy is pure drive.
Yep.
That's what they were built for. You know, they just want to please, and they are loving dogs. They actually make terrible guard dogs, for the most part.
Right.
I wouldn't go test it,
Yep.
but any dog owner knows, or anybody that knows about the breed, people usually don't get pit bulls as guard dogs.
No, you need two dogs if you want a guard dog and you
One
want
to-
one.
If anything, the pit bull will show you around the house, let you rob the whole thing.
So if I had a couple slices of pizza and I just step in,
It depends on it depends,
on
but
the
for the
dog.
most pit bulls, like a better, because they're instinctually is not to guard the house. They might bark a little bit, but you open the door, they're gonna wag their tail and invite
yeah, as
you
long
in.
as you don't look menacing.
Right,
And
because
then-
they read body. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
right.
obviously not stupid. If you're like sneaky and shit, they're gonna go nuts.
Yeah.
But I would get like a more appropriate. I would get a German Shepherd. And I love pit bulls.
a Doberman.
But yeah, if I
something
was
like
looking
that.
for a guard dog, I'd get Doberman, Akita,
Rottweilers.
Rottweiler would be my number one choice, and, or a Shepherd, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Or, I wouldn't get something like a pit bull to guard my house. I would get a pit bull because I just love how goofy they are. The level of loyalty they
the
have.
love,
The
unconditional.
unconditional love. And I'll tell you, both my pit bulls look, I mean, they were so protective. And the one that I most recently had, like I have videos where my girls were just like in their face and pulling on the dog, and she just took it. She completely loved both my girls, obviously, because I'm not a irresponsible father. You know, if my dogs ever show any sign of aggression towards my girls, I would go absolutely ballistic and get rid of it. If anything, my Shih Tzu showed more aggression towards my girls. You know, because Megatron, that's my Shih Tzu's name. Megatron is not having it. Like, he's not going to be able to take. You know, he's a little Shih Tzu. He's not going to let the girls rip him apart like a stuffed animal. Yeah. So, but I'll tell you what, Megatron, my Shih Tzu, every time Elliot. Whenever she cried as a baby, even now, if she cries and whines, Mega cries with her.
Ooh,
yeah, Megatron cries with her. He literally, when she's crying, like, rah, 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 and he goes, he just starts howling, he starts crying. Like, no,
that actually sounds really adorable.
Yo, it's the cutest thing. First time he did that, I was like, oh shit. He loves the girls, man.
You could train that as like, hey, Mega, sing.
Yeah, man. He only does it
Make it cry
when Elliot's crying. When Jordan, like, he doesn't. Yeah. When Elliot's crying,
interesting.
He goes off. He goes off. He howls. He cries with her.
Was there a special connection? Did Mega go up to her, like, kind of snuggle with her,
Nothing
like when they were growing up or when she was growing up?
Nothing that I saw. Yeah. I mean, like, he just hangs out with us, and I mean, they know we're family. We're like a pack. But
that's Mega's favorite then.
I don't know. Mega's favorite is my wife. He's connected to her. Like, he is like. So this is how we did when Megatron was a puppy. We went to a park, to a big field out in Queens, and we're going on a trail, or like a little hiking trail in Queens, and I was like, you know what? Let me see. I was like, yo, Lise. I was like, why don't you go down there? I'm gonna go over here, because at that point Megatron was like very neutral to both of us, and so Lisa went down there. I went down there. Megatron literally in the middle, and he starts walking, or we're both calling him. And he starts and I call him, and he's looking both ways, and he starts walking to me, and I'm like, yeah, and then he stops. He goes like maybe like 30% closing in on me, and then he stops, looks at me one more time, and then just doubles back, beeline straight to Lise. So ever since then, I swear, it could not be more clear that he chooses her like way above me. Before it was very neutral. I'm like, damn, maybe I should never did that test. But it's weird. It's weird with dogs. Like that day when we did that test, he clearly decided
my loyalty stands
with her.
He bended the knee.
Yep. When she takes a shower, when she's in the bathroom, whatever, in the morning getting ready for work, boom. He's sitting right outside the door.
So what do you think make in that moment made him choose Lisa over you?
Well, he had to pick where he wanted to go, whether to her or me. And if it's Moet, it's me all day. She'll choose me over everyone. And it's not even close. But with Megatron, he was a little bit conflicted, and it was while he was still a pup. But when he made that choice, went to her, we did the same test over and over. And he pick her, but like this time, no hesitation, just go straight to her. He wouldn't even look at me eventually. I was like, you know what? F this dog.
That's your dog now.
He stopped listening to you.
That's your dog now.
That's her. Yeah.
That's your
I
responsibility.
was like, that's it. No more haircuts, nothing. I'm not maintaining his ass. That's all you.
I'm not petting you. I'm not feeding you.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know what? I should probably try that with my kids. Put them in the middle.
Do you really want to know the answer? Do you want to know the answer?
I have a feeling I know the answer.
Okay.
I think one would choose her, one would choose me. It'll be a split.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Everyone has their favorites. How about your daughters? I mean, is this something that they want? They want another, pet? Do you want another dog?
Of course, the kids, they love animals. Yeah. They want.
Have they been asking for another dog since?
No, they just keep saying they miss Moet. They said, when am I gonna go back to the doctor and get her? The younger one. But my oldest is getting it. She's just like, I miss her, and she knows that she's not coming around anymore. She's just like, I miss her. And when we watch videos of her, it's like, oh. So it's nice. Yeah. I mean, they're missing her in the right way, and I love that they haven't forgotten about her. They still mention her sometimes and make references to Moet. So I mean, I love that. I love that. But without crying or making it too sappy, but they just remember her, and I think that's what's important.
Yep.
Is that we remember the good times. That's the important part. And that's what I like to see in my girls. You know, that they just remember the good times that we had together, and we still miss her, and that's perfectly normal.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. As much as time they spent with her, you know, growing up.
They're more into like, you know, other stuff like
Avatar.
Get me a bike. They love I put them on.
I saw that bike. That's really nice. I didn't know 9
They're gonna learn how to ride a bike before me.
Oh, yo, that's true. Oh my god. You know, crazy. We spent how long trying to teach you? I think we spent like
I don't think
3 years.
3 years trying to teach you how to ride a bike.
He's still
not 3 years consistently.
Yeah, not
Like,
consistently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you-
I mean, I can pedal it and stay upright, but I'm still not comfortable with like
I think
in a tight
we need to
surrounding.
get you a bike with training wheels.
probably.
Adult training wheels.
That's actually not a good way to teach someone how to ride a bike.
Yeah, that's what I heard too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna make them too reliant on it.
Here's the thing with my girls, like how we're teaching them how to ride a bike. We go, you know what, training wheels, they're never going to want to take it off because it's like they're having so much fun. They think this is
They get too used to
this
having
is
the training
apex.
wheels on.
Yeah, and what they don't realize is a lot more fun without the training wheels. But then when you're a kid, you don't have that scope. So we just never introduce training wheels to them. They literally have a bike with no pedals, so they're walking the bike. They have to learn how to
Balance it.
right.
Yeah.
So they're just taking a few steps and then they're lifting their leg and then
Just trying to pedal.
they're doing it all on their own.
That's so crazy. Like, I'm thinking, why create something that was going to be detrimental to a person learning something like balance?
Fair.
Oh, what?
Fair. Like parents are probably afraid of having their kids fall on a bike, just trying to make it
Well,
easier.
I don't think training wheels are a bad idea. I think the concept.
It was a handicap, though. Like,
But
to
a lot of-
me,
right,
the way
but
I'm
a lot of
perceiving
people
it, it's
aren't
like a
going to
handicap.
see it like that. They're going to go. I agree with you, by the way. But a lot of people aren't going to see it like a handicap. They look at it as confidence building, and
False
you know,
confidence.
and not even that. Like a lot of parents are really overprotective.
Yeah.
They don't want their kids to fall.
Just a little boo-boo.
They
And
don't.
then-
They don't want
yeah.
that. They don't want that. And I'll tell you, my kids fall all the fucking time, all the time. And I see other people freak out. And the key thing, if you're a parent listening or your future parent to be, if it's just you got to gauge the fall, but you cannot freak out. You freak. Sometimes the kids like they fall and they're ready to get back up, but the only reason they cry is when they see the parents freaking out. Then they freak out.
because you're transferring with that anxiety energy to the
Yeah.
kid, right?
Or
Right.
maybe
You're
they want to
changing,
take
you're changing the
advantage.
aura now.
You're throwing your fear
Yeah.
to your kid. So a lot of times when Jordan fell, and I'm telling her, she fell, she tumbled, like she was on her scooter, she was going really fast, and she got super confidence on, and a little bit of shimmy, she looked back, and then boom, she rolled, fell, scraped her knee, and bruised her hip, and then she looked at me, and I saw other people was like. I didn't run to her. I didn't do anything. I just kept walking towards her very calmly. And I was just looking at her, and she got back up on her own. She looked at it, and she saw the blood. She was like, And I was like, no. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. I was like, that's good. That's all right. We'll clean that up. I'll clean that up when we get home. And she's like, And then I was like, you're all right. I was like, you want to get back on your scooter? She's like, no, I'm going to walk. I was like, all right, you walk. I'll carry your scooter, so let's go. And it was a tough fall. She's like, oh, it hurts. And then I looked at her thing. It was just a little bruise. I was like, oh, it's okay. And I just looked at, I was like, all right, it's just, she got a little bruise and a little scrape. I was like, that is actually pretty damn good. And actually the tumble, as bad as it looked, it helped break the fall because the energy is transferring into the spin, not in one area.
A hard stop is worse than
it wasn't
a
like
tumble.
she slid. She tumbled.
Yeah.
Right? She rolled. Right? If she slid, then that'd be probably more, or if it was just a direct impact, like a splat, then we're looking at something probably broken. But she tumbled, so I was like, that might be good because I'm the master of falling. I constantly fall my entire life. And then after that, after we walked like one block, she was like, I want to get back on my scooter. No tears, did not cry. Almost, but I was put a kibosh
kept
to
it calm.
Kept it calm energy. Everybody else freaked out around us. And they were looking at like, how can this dad not freak out? What is wrong? They probably looked at me like I was some kind of like psychopath where I couldn't feel emotions. But the key thing, I had all the emotions inside, all of it. I just for my daughter's sake, I didn't show it out here. But inside, I was like, oh my gosh, my baby, my poor baby.
But then you don't want to make the situation worse. You're trying to calm it down.
It already happened.
Yeah.
She fell. I have to be calm. I have to think clear.
Freaking out's not gonna fix it.
Right, and I don't want to traumatize her. I know, and I gotta let her know that it's okay to fall. Things are gonna happen. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fall. You get back up. You walk it off, and then when you're ready, get back on a horse. You know, face your fears. And let me tell you, she's excellent right now, and she's taking the same approach. That's how she attacks everything now. And then I saw when her sister fell this morning on her bike, and her sister was just she didn't know how to process that. So she was on the floor, and no one had a reaction. Jordan didn't even have her older sister didn't even have a reaction. She just looked at her and said, "Are you okay?" And then she's like, and then I told her, I was like, "Elliot, get back up.
Get up."
So Elliot goes, "Okay, but I fell." I was like, "Okay." I was like, Can you get up?" She's like, "Uh-huh." So I was like, "All right, get up. What are you doing down there?" So she gets back up, and Jordan goes, "Hey, it's okay to fall, but you have to get back up, okay? If you can, you have to get back
Wow.
up,
Yep.
and then you get right back on your bike when you're ready, and then you ride it again, so that we both can ride together." I was just like, "Oh my gosh, oh my god,
That's a tear to your
So
eye.
profound.
She just
So
turned
profound.
6.
Wow.
My oldest just turned
Wow.
6.
Surp-
That's
Giving
a lot
that
of
type
wisdom.
Just giving that type of guidance to her little sister.
That's good
Man.
wisdom that she's passing down, that you passed down.
Man.
I mean, I would say, like you mentioned, a lot of parents are overprotective. They don't want to have the child get hurt or fall down, even at all. And then you're just not setting them up for success either. You're just you're gonna set them up to fail future in life, to become hurt easier because they don't know how to handle falling down.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds a little bit harsh, but the truth is, when you baby someone, even as an adult, even as teenagers, they tend to lose that independent ability, right? For a perfect example, man. Like, I know someone who had everything done for them as kids. Like, everything. And their mama did everything for them. One of my Korean friends, right? And I was talking to him, and he told me his mom did everything. Clean, cook, freaking fed him until he was like 10. Like, just really baby. They bought him anything he wanted. I mean, his house was huge. I mean, like, when I went to go see him in college, I went to go visit his house. He invited me, and he had his own driveway, own little loop. And I was
He had
just-
his own place.
Yeah, he had his own bathroom. I was like, holy shit, dude.
In college, damn.
Like, why would you leave for a dorm? Like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
I would stay home, man. And then he told me, man, my mom did everything. And when I'm hanging out with him, he doesn't know how to do anything on his own. He didn't know how to do laundry. He didn't know how to cook. He didn't know how to talk to people. After hanging out with him, he said to me, college was one of the best things that ever happened to him, because his mom wasn't there to do everything for him, to protect him, and because she was holding him back. So he had to catch up to the rest of us. You know, he didn't know how to run on his own. You know, he had to learn how to cook, clean, talk to people, to make friends, to build a network, to build relationships with this, you know, girls. You know, it was a big learning curve before he felt entitled to everything. But when he was on his own, he started realizing everybody's shutting him down, that he wasn't shit. And he's like, wow, how come everyone's not doing this for me? That was a big wake-up call. So a lot of the times, you know, if you do something like that, you're actually holding the person you love back. Here's a very easy rule that I apply. Does your brain work? Is that handicapped? Nope. Your hands and feet, can you walk and can you pick shit up? Yeah, that shit works too. Good. Then anything you want to ask me to do while all this is still working, no, you're gonna do it. You're gonna. That's not even me being tough. That's just me being normal, right? I feel like if you can get up and walk and do things yourself, go ahead and do it. I mean, if you're sick, and I'm not talking about that.
Talking about a normal situation.
I'm just talking about spoiling someone. I mean, if it's not your birthday or none, you know, I don't go out my way to spoil anyone. If you can think on your own, you can move and your hands and your feet work, then do it on your own. I mean, and this wasn't, my parents didn't teach me this. I learned this when I was hanging out in the streets. You know, like I remember someone going, "Yo, does your fucking feet work? You want to do that on your own?" And to me, that was like
A wake-up call. Like
that opened up everything for. I was like, "Oh shit," you know. Oh, that's the path to life, you know. So that's really how I operate. In that case, I'm gonna upgrade the drinks. I'm opening
I'm still
that
working
whiskey.
my beer, man.
Yeah, finish that up. Beer before liquor, nothing can get you sicker. Let's go.
That's the saying.
Not true. It's the same, but not true. It's a nice rhyme though.
Damn.
Wait, is that really not true?
I drink too much to know, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, like when you drink, you mix, so it doesn't matter to you. But then you've been drinking what, White Claw?
Oh, I've drank so many White Claws in the past.
Alcoholic
past
seltzer.
months.
You know,
Yeah.
at first I really didn't not like it, but it grew on me actually.
It's
In
good.
the quarantine, it grew on me.
Yeah.
I thought it tasted disgusting, but now I feel like it's kind of refreshing.
It's a nice,
Yeah.
easy drink. Cause
Yeah.
I mean, does some of them taste nasty? Yeah, you have some that taste like Robitussin or like cough medicine.
Oh yeah. That's that. I think I had one that tasted like Robitussin, and it really threw me off.
Yeah,
And
but-
it kind of killed it for me.
There are some good ones out there, and for me, it's just like a nice, easy drink because then one, I like the carbonation. It's low calorie. It's for an alcoholic drink. It's pretty low calories, right? 100,
Yeah.
I think 100 calories a can, so it's
Yeah.
not bad.
So you when you drink, you look at the health benefits.
I try to, yes. I look at calories. I take calories into account when I'm drinking.
Drinking responsibly, also drinking
Healthily as much as possible.
Oop.
Like when I go out to bars and stuff, I'll mainly drink. I drink a lot of Bud Light. I drink a lot of Amstel Light. Now, is it because I like the taste of it? No, I drink because it's less than like 100 calories a bottle, and I just count the number of bottles I'm drinking. I'm like, okay, this is how much extra I'm gonna have to work
Oh wow.
to burn this off and making sure that it doesn't stick around.
You know, yeah. I mean, I prefer something with a lot of bite, like when I drink. So I like IPAs,
Nice.
but then usually they're very heavy.
Heavy, yeah. Like I'll be honest, I don't like the taste of IPAs. I used to, but
Yeah.
then I got over it quick.
I think as your palate matures, I think I'm still at that. I know a lot of people who love IPAs because of the bitterness, but then I think as your palate matures, you go. You know, it doesn't really. It's not about the how the bite of the liquor or the alcohol. It's more of about the preference, your taste. It just evolves.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And for me, is like I don't like staying like doing things that's just like staying out all night. Now I'm more of a happy hour, drink for a couple hours, and then call it a day.
Yeah.
So I just try to drink things that are like easy and like quick to like go down. Like, does Bud Light taste like water? And does it taste disgusting? Yes. But is it easy to drink? Yes.
I mean,
So-
we're about to hit some Belvini. What is it?
Belvini?
Belvini.
Yes.
Belvini. I butchered that.
Huh.
But you guys started with starting getting into Lagavulin,
Yeah.
and that has a huge
16.
16.
only
That's a
16
big
year,
difference.
16 year,
Yeah. And
Lu-
the-
Lagavulin.
Between
Lagavulin.
Lagavulin,
10, 12,
10, and yeah.
and a 16. But the bite on the 16 is not bad. It's not even a strong bite to it.
But it
It's
still has
smooth.
it still has that herby, that very
Earthy.
earthy taste to it.
You know what?
Because it's known for it.
I think it's like an acquired taste. I will admit that.
Would I say if you're just new to drinking whiskey where you go straight to it? No. Build yourself up to it.
Right.
Like it like I guess the definition of a bite for me is a little different. Because
Hold on. Hey, let me get your glass.
thanks.
Here we
Double
go.
wood, age 12 years,
Yeah, this
Belvini.
is okay. This is not
single
the
malt Scotch whiskey.
right. This is not the super good stuff, but it'll do the trick.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do this on the rocks because I like an intelligent person. I forgot because we're having hot pot.
Yeah.
So we went to. I mean, Lisa, let me get your. Glass.
I can't wait for
Oh.
hot pot.
We got we went to the supermarket and we had to take out the ice maker to make room because we got that much food.
Nice.
Thank you.
So we're gonna have to
Thanks.
drink this neat.
I'm fine with that.
And I went to the liquor store, pick up some stuff, and just in case we didn't feel like hot potting, whatever. Oh, we got tired, and we could just eat regular food. I mean, I'm telling you, she's got ribs and her barbecue.
Oh, she made ribs?
Ooh.
No. She has ribs. She
Oh.
made ribs the other day to test it, and I'm telling you, her ribs are next level, man.
Ooh.
Next, I'm not bullshit. You know, I'm really picky
Yeah.
with my meats. You know, especially when it comes to barbecue. And she killed it. She One of the it rivals yours.
My ribs game is probably gone now.
Yeah, man. Yeah. At your peak,
Yeah.
I don't know. It may have surpassed.
I know
man.
his secret.
It's so good. You guys want to put some water on this?
I'm good.
I'll put a little.
A little drip to
Yeah.
open up the flavor.
Yep.
I'm good for now.
You good? Yeah. Like I don't know. I don't know when's the next time I'm gonna barbecue, but my rib game is gone. I could probably still make a mean burger and steak, but
Oh, when you make burgers, do you mix the type of meat that you use, like lamb with?
no, I'm too lazy.
It's
for
just
that.
beef. It's just beef.
straight up
Straight
beef.
Okay.
85-15.
What's the proper way? Aren't you? You say you're supposed to mix ground lamb and ground.
Yeah,
beef?
some people.
Cheers,
I
guys.
mean, like
Cheers. For
cheers.
different fat mixture, I'm guessing, and flavor profiles.
Yeah, flavor profile.
Cheers.
I think
Cheers.
you're supposed to mix half and half. So it's like half beef and half lamb, and then you
No.
get this.
Ooh, man, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
You get that. You
See
get
the
that
smile.
texture. You get that fattiness.
God.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
a-
that's how Jordan. That's
sorry,
how
I didn't
Gordon
hear
Ramsay
a
does
word
it.
you said because that shit was so good.
So I'm a simple man. I like my burger simple, like straight up 85-15 ground beef. The fanciest I get is making it organic.
You know what? Can we have like a little burger cook off? Norm, you could do your
mix.
lamb and ground mix.
I'll do my burger.
Yeah, because Norm's been talking about that ground and
Yeah.
that ground lamb, ground beef mix for a while now, and I kind of want to see what's up with that.
Dude, I'm dying. I'm down to have
I think he's holding out on a recipe.
like I'll do a cook off here. Like we don't even need a grill. I'll do it on a pan.
Yeah, you know what? And I will say, your girlfriend Norm, her pork shoulder.
Oh,
I think about that at times.
that's so good. I wish I
had it-
took
I had it
more.
twice, but I think about that pork shoulder at times. I just we all love
Yeah.
our food here and red meat, and
I love pork.
Yeah, that pork shoulder she makes, bro.
Yeah.
That was bomb. That
See,
was
that-
so
but
good.
the
Is
thing-
that like a Dominican recipe? Or?
It's Spanish. So
Okay.
so there are different ways you can cook it. The Puerto Rican way, Dominican way.
And
you
just
can,
so the-
Cuban. There's a Cuban style.
What was it?
So-
What
what
was
style
it
is
called?
that?
What was it called though? Like there was a specific name for that dish.
Pernil. So
Bro, why do you say it like that?
I'm trying to get that Spanish accent. It's tough. So pernil.
Oh, that
Pernil.
does it have that double
Pernil.
R? That
Yeah.
that tongue roll.
Pernil.
Oh, I can't even do that tongue roll.
So
Can't
yeah.
do it.
Why? Oh, is it because your tongue is short? Is that why?
I can never do the double R
I can't.
myself.
I think it's just a fat tongue.
Does that mean? Wait, I heard you can't do that.
I can't do that. I can't do
This would
say-
be me trying.
Wait, they say you can't do that because your tongue is too short.
Oh, I never heard
I
about
never
that.
heard
That's
of
one
that.
I heard. Like, I heard a girl say that to me. She said,
Yo.
I can't do that.
That's the worst, I guess.
That sound
when a girl tells you that.
when
I don't know.
it wasn't dirty. Stop.
That's where my mind went.
Yeah, that's where my mind
we
went.
were talking. It was strictly food. Come on, guys. Come on.
Speaking different languages.
She was going. I think it's worse if we're going to go there. I think it's worse if a guy has a short tongue, right? Rather than a girl having a short tongue.
You know,
Well,
I'd rather have everything longer. So I mean, maximize. You know, just maximize.
All right. So
so many ways I could take that the wrong way.
we're trying to keep this.
Yeah. Okay.
It's already
No, no, no,
explicit.
no, no,
This
no.
podcast
Yeah, yeah.
is explicit.
So well, I was trying to talk about food, man. I wasn't.
Yeah.
But
So
you
Pernil.
have to take.
Let's take it. Let's bring it back to food. You know.
All right. So how do you say pernil?
Pernil.
So it's spelled Pernil.
I feel like I just did it with like an Indian accent. Pernil.
Yeah, like a pernil.
Pernil.
Yeah.
Is that how I say it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. So I mean, in Dominican style, it's we do it with like the marinades consisting of orange juice, like an orange, like kind of citrusy kind of marinade with a lot of garlic. So the one thing that we haven't done is to make the skin super crispy, and the way you do that is to boil the pork shoulder in hot water for I think a few minutes, and then take it out and then and broil it in the oven.
Broil.
Yeah.
Open
broil it.
flame.
Open flame. Broil it in the
Yeah.
oven.
Like
and
a
then
wok.
you get that crispy skin.
That
That's how you
top
get
flame.
that. Yeah. That's how you.
You know
that's how
what?
make
You know
it.
what cooking toy I want to play with though, but I haven't. A blowtorch.
Oh,
like just to get things crispy.
John.
Like
so
a-
we're in a group chat.
Yeah.
Right. I think we're all in the same
Yeah,
group
well, I think
chat.
we're all in
creme
it.
brulee.
John, a good,
He has
one,
blowtorch,
one
yeah.
of my childhood friends. Our,
Yeah.
So I mean that
Those steak pictures he's sending.
the steak pictures,
Oh.
boy.
I'm like,
he's up this steak game.
Oh, it looks so-
the summer barbecues we're
So
having.
tender.
He's definitely invited.
yeah.
I want to see what he can do with a. With
He needs
a
to bring
nice
his
little
sous vide.
blowtorch.
He needs to bring his sous vide and blowtorch.
So is that's what it's called, sous vide?
Sous vide, yeah.
And that's when you cook something with the mini blowtorch.
No, the first he cooks it with the water. Like you cook in a controlled water temperature.
Like
and-
boil?
So
Not
basically,
boiled, but it's like a controlled. It's inside water though, I believe, and then it's all sealed, so it's not in direct contact with water, but it's in like a plastic container sealed, airtight.
Interesting.
And then you put it in like temperature control water, so the inside cooks like
Evenly.
cooks it evenly.
Yeah.
And then you take it out, so it look like when you take it out of the plastic, it looks like a boil because it's still not that charcoal crispy
Right.
outer layer for a steak, and that's where the blowtorch comes in at the end.
Wow, man.
And that, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen so many videos.
Have
for
you ever
it.
tasted a steak like that?
I've never had a sous vide steak. So John, invite us.
is there actual device?
I'm not even
Yeah,
sure
it's
John
a
listens to the
device.
podcast.
It's a sous vide machine. Yeah.
We invite you, John,
This
to
is a
come on
sous
the
vide
show
machine.
and cook us a steak live. That's one way for. I mean, like, yeah, I think I want to cook off. I want to
Yeah.
challenge Pin on ribs. Actually,
Wait, you're gonna challenge me to my
yeah, because I think.
Wait,
I think
hold up. Let's
wait,
rewind
wait.
it. Let's rewind it. You're gonna
I think-
challenge me to a rib game when I say my rib game is off now. It's gone.
Well, how about I'm this is a comeback. So I'm challenging you, so you get the comeback, right?
Let's. I want to see the ribs, but I want to see the burger.
Yeah, I'll
'Cause
do a burger.
You keep talking about your burger. I'm
Yeah.
like, so
I wanna see your
feel
lamb
like,
burger
I feel like you got a
thing.
good burger game.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I could do my burger. I could do my
Yeah.
burger.
I mean,
Because I know Pin has a pretty good burger game. I couldn't.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
His burger game is tight.
I could come out of retirement for ribs. You know, I'll dust.
I know
I'll
your
dust off the garlic powder.
I know your secret recipe. You gave it to me.
I'll dust off garlic powder and
yeah.
all my sauces.
Yeah.
Never give the secret.
I did.
recipe.
So recently, I did for Memorial Day. I did like a Memphis style
Ribs?
rub.
So
Oh
the
my
dry rub.
gosh.
Dry rub.
Have you ever been to Memphis and had Memphis barbecue?
No, not
No.
yet.
Woo!
No.
Woo! I got a glass from Memphis while I was there, and let me tell you, their barbecue is legit. It's so good. But I'm sorry, Memphis. I love you, Memphis, but I don't know how many viewers or people we got listening from Memphis. But Texas, best barbecue bar none, hands fucking
The
down.
briskets are amazing out there. So
wanna
in
tell you,
Austin,
like-
I was down in Austin, and
I have fantasies about that shit. You know, I actually bought brisket and ribs back from Texas to New York and heated it up, and it was still
It'll go good,
freaking
yep.
leftovers. Like well, it wasn't really leftover. I just bought it back because I wanted to share with the people in New York. And let me tell you,
still good.
damn it, I actually thought about getting a place in Texas just so I could like hang out there for like if I could take like a few weeks and hang out. I love Texas.
Like
I love Texas. I love Florida.
What part of Texas?
I was in oh my gosh, it was like 5 years
Dallas.
ago.
Fort
Near
Worth.
Dallas, but like I think it was my
Fort
Plano.
Worth?
I was in
Plano?
Plano, Texas.
Plano, Texas.
Yeah, I was hanging out with one of my buddies there. He's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy, man. Like it was weird because we just became. I met him when I got out the airport. I met my friend Eric. I met him when I just got out the fucking. I met him like way before that, but it was more like
acquaintances.
yeah, like we're on a basketball court and we were playing on opposite teams, and we never had a conversation. So it was kind of like I just kind of met him through being on the same court, and then he ended up moving to Texas, and we had a tournament out there. So I'm out there hanging out with my friends, and then this guy comes pick us up from the airport, and then invites me to stay over at his place. Of course, I take him up on it, and man, he could not be more gracious. And it was just so much fun and hanging out with him and showing me around and all these great food spots and showing me the Texas life. And it really, I ain't gonna lie, like, I mean, he was showing me, of course, a little bit there. I felt like, hey, Will, come on, man, come move to Texas, you know. I thought about it, and I still think about it. I said, I don't know if I could live there for like 12 months out the year, but like 1 or 2 months there,
Yeah.
I could certainly live in Texas for 1 or 2 months. out of the year, just not in the super hot months, because that's a whole nother level of heat that this New Yorker can't.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's a whole nother. Like when I was there, we were jumping. I went to Texas in one of these hot months where it was like it felt like it was 120, 130. It was it was like walking out into a sauna.
But was it like dry heat or was it like humid
It was
120?
humid, man. It was humid, like a sauna.
That's even worse then.
It was like a sauna. We were playing basketball outside during the daytime, and then when it started getting hot, I was like, I'm not fucking with this shit.
It's a different kind of heat.
It was
Different
so
kind of-
hot
yeah.
out that when we went to do cryotherapy, you know, when you go
Yeah.
into
Oh, shit.
a
How was
frozen,
that?
a frozen chamber.
You've done it?
Oh yeah,
How is
I
it?
got video of it. Me and
You can only do it for
E.
like 10 minutes. Not too long, right? Like 10 minutes.
It was. I was so happy to go in there because it was so damn hot out there. I was like, this cold ain't shit. It was.
After 10 minutes,
felt,
like, oh, shit.
It was so invited. But after like the last 20 seconds maybe of the cryotherapy, I was like, holy shit. My nipples were all hard. I was shaking. I was like, "Duh, duh, duh, duh." And then there's a guy in front of you that's counting down.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Duh, duh, duh." But no, it was pretty cool, man. He's a big, my friend, he was a big proponent of it. He thinks it works because we were playing basketball. It was like, it was one of these day tournaments, right? Where you were like a weekend warrior, where you just play for like 3 days. If you make it to the championships, you're playing for 3 days. It's a 3-day tournament. First day is just preliminary, and second day is the playoffs, and then the third day is the
final,
championship. So, and you play a shitload of games, man. Especially if you're in a division where it's stacked. So you play a shitload of games, and you're just beat up. So we were like, you know what? Let's do cryotherapy. So we went there, and I left going, bro, I do not feel any better. I should feel worse because the cold, I feel like, fucked it all up, made me feel old and slow, like it's just crickety.
Even the next day?
Yeah, it didn't do shit for me. For
Oh,
me personally, for everybody's different. For him, cryotherapy was, he swears by it, like it's the shit. Here's what works for me. So one of my friends is a personal trainer and a professional masseuse, right? He used to play for the what's that Arena Football League, AFL, right? I was gonna say XFL, but that was he used to play arena football. So he saw me at the tournament, and he saw that I was beat up after the first day. And that's my thing. Like, I don't know how to pace myself, man. I've been going full blast. Like, I just want to destroy, and I just go full blast. And then the next day I play like shit because my muscles are like done. Anyway, so he did something to me where he called, I forgot, it was with these, I think it's called muscle flossing.
Or where they take them, just kind of run through the seams of your fibers?
So there's these bands. There's these bands that he has, right? And like these rubber bands. I'll get it for you guys in a second. But there's these bands, and they look like CrossFit bands, but it's like these huge rubber bands, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but I'll show it to you guys in a bit. And I apologize for you guys. For those of you guys who are listening, I can't really intricately explain this articulately. But anyway, so like huge rubber bands, and he tied it, he wrapped it. And if you wrap something, guys, if you guys listening to this, I don't want you to do this the wrong way. You have to wrap it away from your heart. So you start towards your heart and wrap it towards your foot. You go south. You never go north, right? So he wrapped it from my thighs, went down to my knee, and then it was pretty tight, man, uncomfortably tight, but not so uncomfortable where I couldn't move. But it was definitely very restrictive. So he wrapped it from my thigh to and this, again, I'm extremely sore. A lot of lactic acid buildup. So he tells me to do 10 squats. I'm like, bro, are you freaking serious, man? I'm beat.
It's tight. Yeah.
And he goes, Will, just do 10 squats. Number one, I'm sore and it's tight as fuck. I do 10 squats. He tells me to lie down. I lay down on the mat. He takes it. He's doing like whatever these weird shit to my legs, like he's moving
Stretching
around.
it.
Yeah. And then he takes it off. And then I just feel all the blood just push. Ooh. Yeah, he did that for my calves, and he did it to the other leg. And let me tell you, that evening, I was like, holy shit, way more energy on my legs than I've ever felt after a game like that. Way more energy. But I did still feel like the tiredness because my muscles were sore, but I just didn't feel like it was eating away at it.
It didn't put a weight down on it.
Right. I was able to walk. Normal because usually I'm hobbled. I'm limping for the rest of the day. But no, I was able to walk normal, man. I had enough energy and I healed way fast. So in terms of muscle flossing, I thought that worked a million times better than cryotherapy. Cryotherapy, I'm not gonna lie, it felt like snake oil.
It just seems like cryotherapy is like it'll like it tense up your muscles, and then it'll be hard for you to kind of be relaxed, right? If anything, I would think like being in a sauna would kind of relax your muscles and get you.
Well, the problem with the
healed
sauna
up.
after
Yeah.
a workout, like immediately afterwards, a big problem with that is that it's going to increase inflammation, and that's what you don't want. I could understand cryotherapy after the fact, but then like if anyone has arthritis or anything like that, I can't imagine that's good for them. Right, and I have arthritis in like freaking 3-4 different places in my body. So that just didn't, for me personally, my body, it was very uncomfortable, and it didn't really do anything for me. It didn't hurt me, but I just didn't like it. I wouldn't do it again. And but in terms of like heat therapy, I love heat therapy, but you don't do it if you don't want to increase inflammation. The whole point is to reduce the swelling.
Yep.
Got
then
it.
do
That's
what you
why.
need to
That's
heal.
why when you twist your ankle, you want to ice it.
Oh,
instead
for
of-
sure.
yeah.
I'll ice the shit out of that.
Yeah.
But then after it's done whatever it's doing, because the American way is, or I should say Eastern way is to heat everything up, and then Western philosophy is to ice everything up. So it's very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think both are good, but depending on
The
it's not a
situation,
one size fits all.
Right. Yeah. It depends on your body type. It depends on the
Let me
situation.
get those bands so you guys can. For those of you guys watching the podcast, hold on.
Why do you think like microflossing
It's
what
probably
helps?
Muscle
Muscle
flossing.
flossing.
I'm thinking it's the same thing as like a pressure release point, right? You're clogging it up so everything builds up.
Yeah.
So all the lactic acid, the blood, whatever.
Yeah.
And once you release it, right, you're building up the pressure. Think of like a traffic jam. You're building up. This is from my take of it.
I'm
based on
just
description.
getting your opinion on
Yeah,
it because I don't know what muscle flossing is.
I've never had it
So-
done, but I've had like pressure point massage done.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like creating a traffic jam, clogging it up.
Got it.
And then you're kind of letting that buildup go on, and then you release it, so then it flows quicker. So I think that probably helps to move the lactic acid around,
Yeah.
increase the blood flow, and that's probably why it helps and feels better.
Yeah.
All
Just
right, guys.
just
So
a disclaimer. I don't know what muscle flossing is. We're just guessing. We're just like making. We know that
We're
it
not-
helps athletes, but then we
we're
we
not
don't-
All right, come on,
doctors.
we're just talking shit
Yeah.
here. Come
Yeah,
on.
we're talking shit.
Anybody that
You know what
takes
that
us-
looks like to me? That looks
everyone
like
that
fruit.
takes us
That's a-
100%
that's a
seriously,
fruit-
like we're
that's a-
doctors. I'm
That,
just giving
that looks
my
like a fruit roll up, right?
Yeah,
Fruit
exactly.
roll up.
It looks-
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That looks like a fruit roll up, and I want to eat it.
Anyone that takes us seriously, like we're fucking doctors, are idiots. All right? So it's just like, look, we're just normal, average guys, regular guys, sharing our everyday life experiences, what worked and what didn't work for us personally. Now, if you want to try it, do your own damn research and be safe.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's crazy that we need to give disclaimers. I don't know.
This is the.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home, guys.
Anyway,
people will listen to us.
This is the red band. So this band here is actually more tight. It's more restrictive.
Yep.
So I have two bands, right? And I think you can find this in like a lot of CrossFit gyms. So just to give you,
Ooh,
guys
you
get
hear
a
that
little-
snap?
yeah. So you guys get a good idea. Hey, if you guys want to,
Think of a so for those that's listening, and think of
Here,
a
check this out.
think of a fruit roll up, and a rubber and just gigantic.
and here's a black one here. This black one is not as tight as the red one, but it just depends what you're looking for and how tight you want to wrap.
From
it
afar,
around
that
the
looks
muscles.
tighter because it's smaller. I would assume this has more.
That one's the red one.
Yeah,
is the diesel
I
one.
feel the
It's-
pullback on this, the
it-
resistance.
It's when you wrap that one, it's definitely it grabs your leg tighter. But I gotta tell you, muscle flossing, it works.
I'll say these would probably be great for stretching too. Just
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like and that extra strength
Yeah,
resistance.
and
where
I
you
know you're big on stretching,
Yeah.
which is
Oh,
very smart.
I put that into my daily routine now. Like every morning, 15 minutes while I'm getting the coffee ready and everything. If I didn't, I'd be tight throughout the whole day. Knowing that I'm still working. I'm just sitting down majority of the day. I'm walking around less. So you have to make sure you keep your hip, your flexors, your quads, your glutes especially loose.
How do you get someone to start stretching? Because that's the unsexy workout, right? A lot of people think that because stretching, you're not gonna have a six pack, you're
No.
not gonna get cuts. Like a lot of people, that they're not gonna be able to. There's no vanity in stretching.
There's no-
nothing you can really show off how flexible you are. As a male, as a male, you can't really. You can't do a split, and other males go, "Oh shit, watch out, that motherfucker."
There's
you know?
definitely nothing you'll see in the mirror from stretching, but there is a lot of self-care in it, because if you don't stretch, that means your recovery time is slower. That means your workout, your motivation to work out between days is gonna be less, because you're gonna be stay sore longer. Like for me, since I've been stretching more consistently, like daily, every morning for 10 to 15 minutes, after every workout for 10 to 15 minutes, I've been working out 5-6 days out of the week now, and I barely have any soreness. Again, this is home workouts. I haven't been
recovery
to the gym.
time's better.
Recovery time's a lot better. I feel a lot better. You feel more energetic.
Prevent injury.
Injury prevention is the biggest
Better
thing.
blood flow.
And the energy is a lot better too.
And I also feel like it does something to your mind.
Because it's also meditative in a way too, because you're focusing on your breath in, out. A lot of stretching, people think, oh, it's going as far as you can. No, it also goes, you breathe into the stickiness of where it is. You feel where it's tight, where it catches, and you breathe into it. A lot of it has to do with the breath also for stretching.
Definitely all the things that I've read about stretching, it increases strength by 5 to 10%. Like it actually,
That makes sense.
because if you look at like Olympic athletes, you're talking about the gymnasts. They do a lot of stretching, but you see how strong they are when they do the pommel horse or anything like that. You know how much upper body strength that that takes, and even doing flips and everything like that. I think stretching, not only does it do the blood flow and everything like that, also increases strength. And then if you're really like a lifter, you should definitely do that, because you don't want to be tight.
Let's say you had to fight somebody, and this person was a soccer player, strong ass legs, just kicking shit down, or you fight a gymnast, just tremendous body control, upper rings, put his body sideways with and the only thing touching anything is his freaking hands. Who would you rather fight?
I go with a soccer player.
You'd rather fight the soccer player?
Yeah,
With
I
the
mean,
legs?
because then the legs is the only thing you might have to look out for. But with gymnasts, you gotta look out for everything. You gotta look out all 4 limbs, and they're probably more flexible. They're more agile,
Yeah, they could flip over. They could jump over you.
and then they're probably more contortionist in a way too, since they stretch a lot. So they come from many different angles. So
don't
there's
know.
more things to worry about with a gymnast, in my take.
I feel like if a soccer player will get one good kick on you, you're done.
One good punch from one good hit from a gymnast will probably hurt too, because then they could whip it up much like the whip action on it.
A gymnast, they don't train in punching, so I would be afraid from a boxer standpoint. But then as a gymnast, they don't really train. They train overall, but then I don't think they focus on a specific body part. So if I'm going against a soccer player,
I disagree on the gymnast not focusing on a certain body part, because like I said, on a pommel horse, you're doing upper body mainly.
yeah.
If you're a floor gymnast, you're doing legs mainly.
Right,
Also,
right.
so
Yeah.
no, you still have to kind of focus on, like, if you're doing the rings, there's a lot of upper body strength there too.
I think I will have better chances
Now-
against a gymnast.
Now, would a
soccer.
kick from a soccer player hurt more?
Oh,
Yes. Yes, 100%. I'm not saying that. It would hurt a lot more, but at least with a soccer player, you know what to look out for.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you can anticipate what their movements. They probably be using their legs. Instead
Primarily.
of 4 limbs, they have 2 limbs
That you can focus on, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but those
Strategic.
2 limbs are dangerous
more.
as
Oh
fuck.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you're forgetting one key piece with the soccer player.
What is that?
Fucking stamina.
Oh yeah, that's right.
If the motherfuckers could run for miles, what was that? They say every
5
fucking-
hours.
They run like
Yeah.
20 miles.
No,
They run like 20 miles
They
a game
run
or
an
something. I don't
equivalent
know.
to like almost a marathon every fucking game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
don't
crazy.
know, bro. You're fighting somebody that doesn't get tired. See, if I don't know, man. So initially, on the front cover, I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I want to fight a soccer player rather than a gymnast because that motherfucker's strong all around.
Yeah.
But then I think, who's gonna get tired first though?
That's
Because I can
true.
last. If you don't knock me out, and I'm still in the fight, then I'm gonna go. who's got more stamina? I mean, granted, let's assume that I'm in shape because I'm better professional gymnast and professional soccer player are both gonna fucking be in way better shape than I am. But let's just say I'm in my prime and I'm not drinking or smoking or doing anything or eating junk food, anything that'll cause reduction in stamina. I gotta go. You know what? Maybe I might fight the gymnast because if this guy could fucking play at a high level after running fucking 20-something miles, I'm not sure I want to fuck with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He still has energy after running that hard. I mean, and that's not like steady pacing you. Motherfuckers sprinting, doing all this shit, physical contact, bumping motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I might be with you on
He
this
could
one.
outlast. He could outlast you.
Right. If I could pace it out with the gymnast, let's say we're in like an octagon,
Okay.
right? UFC type shit, and I'm fighting a gymnast, I'm gonna want to pace it out with the gymnast.
See, that's when you say like octagon. So there's a finite amount of space.
Right.
So I'm thinking like you can take advantage of that because he can't be just like trying to evade you the entire time.
Who?
The soccer player.
I'm gonna be invading that motherfucker.
But he could tire you out though. At that point, right? So you wanna knock him out as soon as possible. So your strategy in terms of winning the fight is different with a soccer player versus
more
like a
space
gymnast.
works to less space works to your benefit versus soccer player, I think, because then you don't have to run around as much either in close space.
Actually,
right?
yeah, with a soccer player, you're gonna want to close the distance.
Yeah.
You got to close the distance because the legs. Yeah. So you have to take away his greatest weapon away from him.
So it depends on it.
The octagon.
But I think we can all agree, like, I will not be in a ring with a rugby player. The rugby player is the last person I want to be in a ring with.
Yeah.
Their legs are even worse than
Here's another problem. My fighting style too.
Mm-hmm.
Probably if I fight a person who's got better range than me, that might be a problem for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could be a problem.
But do you consider yourself a close range fighter or long range fighter?
I'm a long range fighter.
Long range fighter.
I'm very aggressive, right?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I'm very calculated when I fight.
Yeah.
So I everything slows down for me.
Yeah.
Everything slows down for me. So, or at least back then, I haven't gotten a fight in a long time. But it's like everything just slows down for me, man. It's like slow motion. And then when I see people, I feel like I'm much faster than they are for the most part. I'm able to see it coming, but like it just depends. Like on who I'm fighting. Some people you fight, it can speed up the whole thing for you. You're like, what the fuck? It feels like it all happened in a flash, or it feels just like you're just looking at everything like, oh, this ain't shit. Like, it depends. It depends. But I think I might go with I think I'm gonna fight a soccer player. I'm going
because then again, like I'm thinking because he only has two weapons. I mean, he only has one weapon, which is his legs.
Yeah, because I don't have to worry about wrestling.
Right, exactly.
I don't worry about his hands. But with a
gymnast, I
could build a better. If we're doing UFC, right? We're in octagon.
Let's strategizing. Let's strategize.
But open field is different.
Yeah, but so we're just limiting to octagon, right? So we're going, but with a gymnast, like I'm gonna fucking kick, flip, fucking do some weird shit that may be unorthodox.
You probably like run towards the fence and then jump off the fence and do the
I would say the overall body strength.
Yeah,
just awkward. Like fighting people that are awkward is tough.
It's their arsenal. Their arsenal is a lot.
It's like playing sports
bigger,
with people that are anyone that's something unorthodox. You're just it's tough. Rather than fighting someone that has all by the book form, right? Then it's just a chess match. But if you're someone that's unorthodox, it's kind of wild. You don't know where those punches are coming from.
Right.
It's just so weird. Fighting with weird people is just weird. And if they got heart and they could last, like they could catch you.
Everyone has their certain like habits,
right,
and techniques. Right. So if you went against,
I'm gonna fight the soccer player.
Yeah. If you're playing basketball and you went against someone like Dennis Rodman, you don't know what to expect. I feel like he'll be doing anything, using a leg, using a head.
No knock on fobs for you. Asian people listening to this, but for you non-Asians, fobs, fresh off the boat, it's really a term like Asians use on people that they could be born here or born over there, but if they act like they're from outside of the Asian Americans, we tend to call them a fob.
Like outside of normal accepted culture, whatever that is, right?
Right. So like for example, fobs, like if they speak Chinese more often, if they dress a little bit more like them, we go, oh, that's a fob. You know, oh, that's really fobby. You know, a term that we use. So, I feel like fobs are really unorthodox.
Dude, when playing basketball with them was one of the worst.
It was really
You
strange.
just didn't know what to expect, right? So,
First of all, fobs, their reflexes I feel quicker because they eat a lot less fat.
Yeah, they're leaner.
and
They're like move
way more
easier.
healthier, right?
They're
And the old school fobs. I don't know about new school fobs. So you new school fobs are listening, and they go, "Oh, that's not true." I'm talking about old school fobs. Yo.
Yeah.
Old school fobs would fucking play basketball from fucking day to night.
They play 10 hours without even tiring
We're
out.
only drinking water. The motherfuckers wouldn't even eat, yo. The whole time I just see a fucking like a 20-gallon fucking water bottle that
on
they
the
all
side by
share.
the pole.
Yeah, that they all share and they fucking drinking that shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck? We all go break to eat. We come back, they still playing. I'm like, what the? These motherfuckers don't eat. But what I will give them, I mean, they're skinnier and everything, a lot more lean. But what I will give them, their reflexes are much faster and they tend to like move more awkwardly. But that's what makes it tough playing against them. You just don't know.
You
like,
can't time it.
You can't time shit versus a regular basketball player.
So it's
you
like
know?
erratic, like a
Yeah.
heartbeat. It's
It's
like
very-
erratic heartbeat.
That-
You know,
that's
so
like-
there's no
that-
rhythm to it.
Like if you're playing them
You
for
know?
the first time, but once you see more of their habits,
Then you get it down. You get it timed.
kind of like figure it
It was
out.
like when the Eurostep was first introduced to the NBA, right?
Right.
No one could guard it because
Right.
what the hell?
you
yeah, it
didn't
was so
understand.
awkward.
Yeah.
You didn't know the footwork, but that's what I'm saying. With most fobs I was playing against, it was like, and they would pass like forever. Like none
Yeah.
of them want to take a shot. Like bro,
They tie you up with the passes.
and they're like no shot clock in
But
street
that's
ball.
but street ball, you know,
No shot clock in street ball. So you're just like, yeah, I don't. And I'm
gotta take
fob-
advantage of that.
I'm talking about fobs that could play basketball though. They understood the game, but they just played it differently. You know, I'm not talking about fobs that can't play, but I actually played with fobs that were really athletic and really
Knew how to play, too.
Had a passion for basketball, and it was just different. But once you figure them out, it's pretty easy. Once you figure out all their tendencies, their fears, their weaknesses, and where they don't like to go, you could kind of dictate their whole movement. And it's way easier because you can see how limited they are.
Yeah.
But when you don't know, it's just like, what the fuck? You know, what the fuck?
If you've never seen it,
it's hard
before.
to play them. Yeah, it's hard to play them.
But
when you-
everyone has
but once
habits, tendencies.
Once you figure out and you
The habits, yeah.
and you share it with your teammates, like, yo, that person likes to do this.
Yeah.
Hey, that person likes to do this, and you're all sharing.
Yeah.
You know, these little things on the team, then you could totally
It's
annihilate them.
like after the fourth pass, they're definitely gonna shoot.
yeah,
that type
you,
of thing.
You
yeah.
see like where they like to line up and where they're uncomfortable on
Yeah,
certain
you
areas.
see the
of-
spots.
Yeah, I miss basketball. Shit,
Yeah.
man.
street ball specifically, right? Or
I
just
don't
what?
care,
Just basketball
man.
in general.
I just like
Like-
being on the court with people. But
Like-
now in my older age, I don't even know, man. It's different out there playing ball now too. It's not the same.
Like
It's a
I
little
don't even
different.
play games anymore. I just miss shooting around, like dribbling the ball, shooting it. I just miss it.
Yeah, I just miss like just that camaraderie that I had with my teammates and that competition. You know, just wanting to like just take the other person's heart and then like just doing moves on people and just seeing them like there's a certain level of dopamine that you get when you cross the shit out of someone. There's another level of dopamine when you dunk on someone. And even when I was younger, before I was able to dunk, just clapping on someone. And that's when you do a layup and you just clap the
Hit the
backboard
backboard.
so damn hard.
The
You slap the
pre-dunk.
shit out of it. Yeah. It's like a layup, but it's like super extra.
Yeah.
You know?
You're
And,
super aggressive with it.
yeah, I would
The
do
louder the clap.
I would do like 180 claps on people and shit, or windmill claps, and,
Yeah.
and it'll go. It was just like stupid, man. But the satisfaction or the blocking the crap out like a volleyball spike, man, it was just and there's extra level, especially if somebody is across from you talking so much crap, and they don't expect you to be good at basketball. Oh my gosh.
The
The
fun-
level of
Oh,
satisfaction.
I used to
insane.
drive energy from seeing people get flustered playing. Like you gone in, they just don't know, and they're like, you take them out of the zone. They just get mad and they just get flustered and don't know what to do. They get annoyed. I
That's
used
the
to drive
thing.
energy from it.
Yeah, when they just didn't
Yeah.
know what to do because you outworked them or you outsmart them. You know, I miss that part. I
Yeah.
miss a little bit of competition.
But I also miss like you mentioned the camaraderie that basketball build. Like you could get 5 strangers on a court, but they play 3-4 games together. You almost instantly like you knew each other for a long time. You're almost like friends because it's just you're going. Not to take away from your actual thing, but you're like going through battle together in the game.
Yeah, and that's what I love about
Yeah.
team sports. Here's what I miss: like, you know, it's being on a court and staying on a court.
Yeah.
Just
Owning it.
owning it, man.
Yep.
Like it's your court, and they're trying to build all these different teams to knock you out the court. And you just stay on a court all day, baby. It's your court, and your confidence levels up. Like you got 3 straight wins, 5 straight wins, 10 straight wins, and you're on the court. Nobody can knock you guys out. And by like the 8th, 9th game, you're tired, but you just got to keep that streak going,
Yep.
man. And you got a good squad. And then like you guys know where you guys are gonna be on a court, and after you guys are dapping each other up, like oh my gosh, man, that
Yep.
was.
And then next time you see each other on the court, the next time on a different week, you're like same squad
You
again.
don't even need
Yeah.
to have a conversation with
No.
them. Those
You
guys
just know.
instantly become your brothers.
Yeah,
man.
you just know. I
Like,
miss that.
Yeah, I mean, just having that streak and just owning that court, knowing it's yours,
Yeah.
man, and you're the best court on that playground. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you're just that best court. You're the court to watch, and everyone's gathered. It's like a big crowd around the
Yep.
court, and everyone's oohing and ahhing, and there's girls there, and you're putting on a show for them.
And
man,
the
it's
funniest thing is
dope,
like you
man.
could play with 5 strangers and you not know the game, not even know the names of the entire games that you're playing. You're just like,
Yeah, and after that you're sore as fuck, but then you go eat with your friends and you hang out and do whatever, but you're sore and you're just like, but it's that, you know, you just had this overwhelming feeling of happiness. And that's what I love about sports in general,
Yeah.
especially team sports. You just get into this meditative state where if you have all the problems in the world, but none of it matters while you're in there playing.
on the court, the only matters is the game at that point, right?
That's it.
It's,
All the problems
it's a
don't
stress
exist.
relief. It's a stress relief.
It just don't exist. All the bullshit, all the division. If you like blue and I like green, if you like Chinese food and I like Mexican food,
That shit don't matter
You know,
there.
none of it. All the politics. You're a Republican. I'm a Democrat. Whatever it is, you know, it doesn't fucking matter on the court.
Nope.
It just you realize how insignificant our differences are when we're actually having to put action to everything. When when we're on the same team,
When you on the same team, you rely on that person next to you to help you win too.
you realize how much more we have in common. And you realize like, oh shit,
I like-
man, if I see eye to eye with this motherfucker, if I could just see past like the color of this person's skin or the differences that we have, we go, oh, you go a little deeper, just a couple of levels, not even that deep, just go a couple of levels, you go, oh my gosh, we're the fucking same. We're the fucking same. Actually, oh my gosh, like this guy, like we could be brothers, man.
Yeah,
Like,
regardless of politics, skin color, sexual belief, anything, religion, whatever, you're just there for the same goal.
yeah. Like I can't tell you how many amazing friends I made through sports. I mean, I would have never connected
A
with
lot
them.
of people I would never talk to outside of sports. It's just like, even remember when we played in the same league together, a whole slew of different personalities and backgrounds.
But then for whatever differences we have, we respected
Practice.
it because of the court.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It kind of brought us back. Like that's my teammate, and we respected each other, and because we're successful, we won a championship
Yep.
together, right? So all of us was very different.
We had
Extremely
diverse
different-
team.
Yeah, it couldn't be more diverse. We were like literally the United Nations. It
Yep.
was black, white,
White,
Spanish,
Italians,
Italians,
everything.
Asians.
Let me
Like,
ask you, was that the only team that was that diverse?
Yes, we're the only
Wow.
diverse. Every
And
other
you
team
won-
would. Every
and
other
you
team,
won. And you got the champion.
I hit
you
like
got the chip.
two game winner shots, 3-2-1.
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
clutch, baby.
Every team was
And they
like,
knew they were gonna give me the ball at the final seconds. But it was all good, man. Like everybody played their role. We all knew
Role
what we were
player.
good
Yeah,
at.
everyone's role
Like
players.
like they knew I had the killer instinct. They knew I was clutch, right? And I say was because I haven't played in like a year and a half. So, but everyone had their role. People would be the rebounder. They got person that was like
the shooter,
the
outside,
shooter,
the spot up, the point guard, the passer. We know who was the slasher, who was
Right.
like, we could rely on defense, everything. We knew, everyone knew the roles,
Right. And they
accepted
played
it,
it to
accepted
on
and
point.
played to the utmost of their ability for it.
And for those of you listening, it's not like you don't even have to play at a high level to get this feeling. By the way, you just need to play
Play.
and find other people that are at your level. Yeah, it's just same skill
level.
set, and playing, and you would get that feeling, man. It's just a weird thing that sports can do, even in combat fighting. There's this freedom of movement in your physical that nothing else can replace. When you're moving with someone else and using your body and mind along with someone else to coordinate that, that takes a special skill set that we underrate. And when you do that and you actually win and you defeat your opponent, there's just this feeling like there's this discovery of self-discovery and other people, and you're just going, oh my God, there's this extra level of human that I just figured out, and it's so amazing. That's why I love team sports. I love being with people. That's what brought the extrovert out of me, because originally I'm an ambivert, but originally I was always an introvert. Always. I preferred to be by myself. I was more comfortable in my own skin, in my own weirdness. And when I started playing sports, I was like, okay. It really brought the extrovert out of me. Like, that motherfucker's cool. And they're not judging me. Oh, okay. Like, let's figure this out together, man.
Because like you mentioned, the great thing about sports is it's just going to true you out without all the baggage in your own mind.
Yeah.
Of like judging yourself, judging other people. That's gone.
Right.
Now you just focus on winning, playing the game, whatever sport it is. And you just focus on, okay, you're analyzing the game. You're not thinking about yourself, what other people think about you also. You're not thinking about that. So that's not preventing you from getting to know other people now at this point.
It's fighting for something greater.
Exactly.
Right? And then you have to be able to communicate and work together to achieve that goal. That's the beauty of team sports, right? So because you see clearly you're working with people that you've never met, that's super diverse and probably have super different beliefs than you, but then you have this one goal.
Same goal.
I will say that
one enemy that you have to defeat.
when you play these sports, right? Out in the real world, people will make you believe that being black, white, Asian, Spanish, Middle Eastern, whatever, that we're completely different species.
Yeah.
They'll make you believe that we're super, super different.
Like we're all meant to be on different planets even.
The food that we eat.
Yeah.
The colors that we like.
The religion, the things you do, how you act at home, everything.
And let me tell you, when you play sports, you realize it's not that different. We're not
all the same.
We're not that different.
And that's the great thing about sports I like is, this is a quote I heard recently, and I'm just trying to keep it hard as much as possible, is that everyone has the same goal of going for the progress and not the perfection of it. Because you go for perfection, you're never going to achieve it. You're going to stop yourself because you're not going to be perfect. But if you just aim for progress, like winning game to game to game, that's progress.
Preach.
Then you're working on something. You're growing yourself.
Preach.
You're growing yourself.
That's the word
you're
of
still
the
for
day.
grow. Yeah, progress, not perfection. I learned that.
And I'm obsessed with that. Like, ever since I figured out that, you know what? Yo, Will, you don't got to be perfect. But you need to be better. And that's it. So I've been very patient with myself. The way I move now is just, do I see progress? And that's it.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with that. Yeah, and I'm not comparing myself with anyone else. I'm just going, yo, am I doing what's within my? Am I controlling what I can control? And if I'm going, I can control this, but I'm not taking charge of it. I'm not empowering myself to take control of something that I can absolutely do. Then I'm disappointed in myself. So I really look at it from that perspective. And most of the time, I do things in a collective effort as a team. So when I express my frustration to anyone else, it's also because I'm frustrated with myself. I'm looking at us like a team, and I'm going, guys, come on, man. We're beating ourselves, and that's my problem. When I look at it like we're beating ourselves, we can control this. This is things we can control, but we're not limiting the mistakes. Well, either we're being lazy, or we're not thinking, we're not focused, or we're just not talking to each other, right? And there's a basketball, but it's parallel to life. It translates to life, absolutely. Then I'm going, all right, these are things we control. Now, yes, I'm going to be frustrated, but not frustrated at singular. Like, yo, it's all your fault. That's not a way to. It's a team, because if you're wearing the same jersey, if you're under the same roof, under the same company, under the same family, then it's like, okay, guys, let's control what we can control.
Under the same planet.
Yeah, exactly,
Right?
bro. You're getting really deep on.
No, I mean, like,
It's about Beanie.
yeah, no, I agree with so
Yeah.
much you guys saying, especially like the fact that like we're made to perceive that we're different. But you know, I always look back at this Bruce Lee quote when he had this amazing interview. And he's been already acting in Hong Kong, and he comes back and he has this interview with this in the U.S. and he says, like, under the heavens, under the sky, we are but one family. You know, and that really spoke to me, because if you look at it that way, you know how much progress that we would make.
Oh
You know?
my gosh.
And,
You're absolutely right
and
about
not
that.
and not think like, okay, you're different, I'm different from you. Yeah, we're different, but
Can I just say that I love when I meet someone different from me?
Yep.
A good different, like, we're respectful. Like, I don't like
you get
disrespectful.
a whole different
but,
viewpoint experience.
but yeah, exactly. Like, you create an additional wrinkle in my brain. I'm going, oh shit, that's an interesting way to look at it, man.
Yeah.
Like, I want to learn more about you.
See?
I want to know how else you think, and I find that intriguing.
can I add something to
Yeah,
that?
absolutely.
So when you say, like, you find that intriguing, did you know that if you were to learn different languages throughout your lifetime, you would actually prevent like brain degenerative diseases?
Is that a fact?
That's a fact.
All right, so
That's a fact, because if you're actually like a polyglot, which means that you speak more than 3 languages, you actually that causes your brain not to degenerate and cause like Alzheimer's, like brain diseases, like Alzheimer's, like other brain degenerative diseases. So when you're saying, like, when it creates a wrinkle in your mind, in your brain, that actually physically changes like your
Right.
well-being.
So here's what, and I love that you just shared that, and I'll share something else too. So I had someone from China who is in my company. He is one of the executives from China come into the U.S. and he speaks perfect English. Actually, his daughter goes to Boston, and he's from China, and he's a VP out there, and we went out to a bar together, just me and him, and we were talking, and he told me, he goes, you know, Will, we were talking about like kids and children, and he asked me if I speak Chinese, and I was like, well, I do speak Chinese, but not that well, and I've been going back and forth if I should teach my children at all. And he's what he told me, he's like, Will, listen to me, absolutely. And I'm going, why? And he has a bit of age. He has about 20 years on me. So I listen. And he has a very high position in the company. So, and he's not douchey at all. He's very chill, down to earth. Like, and you know, he's like freaking 5 levels above me.
Wow.
And you want to talk about pay grade? There's a big gap between our pay grade. But he has no douchiness about him. He's just really laid back. It was like me hanging out with you, right? And he's taking me out to a bar. We're eating and we're drinking. You know, we're watching the game. And then he goes, you want your kids to learn another language so that they have another antenna. And when he said that to me, I was like, oh shit, that's right. You do get a different frequency. So, like, speaking English, you get the American culture, the way the Americans think. You get all of that. You get you dive into that whole space. You're able to speak that language.
Yeah.
But when you're like speaking Chinese, you speak that, like, you understand that way of thinking. You get another antenna. You expand your reception. You know, so it's if you to use a metaphor, it's like very straightforward. Like, you're looking at cable, you're getting more channels. And that's it. You're getting more. You're able to empathize and understand more, and speak intelligently about certain cultures and the way of thinking. And if you ever run into a problem, to use it back to yourself, where you can equip yourself like a Batman tool belt. You just have more weapons because you know more than one route of thinking to solve a problem. You know another way. So it's like a UFC fight, like a UFC fighter.
Exactly.
right? Or
The
fighting that
style-
soccer
the
player.
sty-
It's a
the
style.
style
Yeah.
of
Like
fighting.
not only can I wrestle, I can box. Not only can I know jiu-jitsu. Oh, I know
could
taekwondo.
grapple.
I know kicks.
I could
I
grapple.
kick the shit out of you
Yeah.
too. So you gotta look out for everything. So you become way more dangerous if you're able to build that muscle.
I like how you explain it, where
Yeah.
it's like an extra tool in your tool belt. It's like it's an extra weapon.
It is
Totally true.
Yep.
absolutely. And then not only that though, let's just say how many jobs are available for you now,
Yeah.
right? You're almost recession proof because they always need a translator.
That, and you can also open yourself up to options in different countries.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's a global economy now. So, not only can you be dangerous here, you're dangerous in Asia, you're dangerous
Europe.
in Europe,
Anywhere.
And but maybe in like 5 to 10 years, if not sooner, Google is gonna fuck that all up. Did you see the Google commercials with the Pixel? Holy shit!
No,
man.
I haven't. No,
First
I
of
didn't see
all, I'm not knocking Google. I think it's fucking amazing. And I was like, oh my gosh, when I travel to these countries,
Google Translate.
I could just put on a Google earbuds, have my Google Pixel phone, and I'm not plugging them because I have both an iPhone and a Google Pixel, whatever. But when someone talks, like I'll be like in another language, hey, what's up? How you doing? That's what I'm gonna hear.
It'll auto translate.
Auto translate. Now, once they fix the AI on that and is able to get more data, gather more data, and evolve and learn however they do it there, it's instant. I could be talking to you like this, and it's instantly the computer is it's making all these decisions and it's translating like it's boop, 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 and I'm able to say this and it regurgitated back to them, whether
So
in a speaker or my cell phone.
So it's like a Star Trek technology coming to life, where they had like all the different.
I'm sorry,
alien
I'm not a
languages.
Trekkie, but yeah,
But yeah,
sure.
where they had like all these different alien languages, and that's the
Different
reason why
frequency,
everyone
like-
could understand each other. Because
I think that's definitely going to happen within our lifetime.
Definitely will. But I was like, is that a good thing?
I think it's a great thing. Anything that enhances our ability to communicate with each other, I think is a great thing. I will advocate for that.
Would it be better to try and learn the language?
You can't learn every fucking language.
I give you that.
You know, you can't learn every fucking
I mean, I
language.
can't learn my own
we
language.
we just don't have that capacity.
But the thing is, like, I don't think that will deter you from actually learning the language. Because when I like go to a different
there you
country and I utilize Google Translate, it ingrains in me like, okay, this is the word for this, and so next time I don't have to use it. So I think it will augment the fact that you're able to, speak a different language. I don't think it's,
My only concern for the future, I love technology. Like if we're going, like, would you want to live back in like 1950
No.
versus now? I choose now all day. But I do understand, like back in the day, it forced people to talk more. Like my friend and I were having this argument. Like he even hates the radio in his car because everyone's listening to music, bobbing their heads, or everyone's got the aux cord or the Bluetooth now, and they're trying to listen to their favorite jam, and no one's talking in the car. They're just all kind of like whatever, listening to the tunes. And he said he missed the days. He ain't that old. I'm talking like I'm fucking mad old, but I'm not even that old. But I lived a lot of life. So, like he misses the days where we used to just sit in the car with no music and we just talk and just wild out and have a great time in the car ride.
yeah.
So I do agree with them when you extrapolate that idea and you bring it into like nowadays, like we're sitting here talking face to face, and how much more awesome is this right here? We're drinking, we're talking. We know we're gonna have a feast later with us. We're gonna eat some amazing food because all of us can cook, right? And we're gonna have this great feast here. And we're gonna hang out. We're gonna drink. We're gonna chill. And we're very comfortable with each other where we don't have to put up a front, right? So that's even better. We don't have to waste
our
energy
authentic
being
selves.
fake. and also with this podcast, there's no fakeness. This is honestly, like, you guys know me very well. What you see is what you get for the most part.
Or what
right?
you hear.
You're right. I'm not pretending to be anyone that I'm not. Like, if I'm going to be dorky, goofy, nerdy, talkative, I'm going to sound unintelligent sometimes, or I'm going to sound really articulate sometimes. That's just me. So, that said,
This is some great Belvini, guys. Like, yo, come on, let's do another cheers, brother. Let's not cheers. Yo, come on,
Cheers.
come on. Cheers,
been
cheers.
too long.
It's been
That's
too
why
long.
I lost my train of thought because
It's
you
been
guys,
too long. 3 of us been hanging out.
yeah,
so,
you guys
we're
were looking at me
speechless.
so intensely. But
Yeah.
I didn't forget what I was saying. It's just that I haven't seen you in almost like
February.
It's like you're
4
real.
months. That's the longest
it's
I think we've gone without seeing each other in the past. How
within
long we
our
know
control.
it
It
that
seems
we known each other.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
And then the way you were just looking at me reminded me of the old us, and then it just made me pause out.
Oh shit.
Anyway, go back to my
the
part.
three of us when we were living.
Yes, when we're living
Under
together.
one roof.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: how awesome! We're all three of us together. Versus if we were on a Zoom call now.
We wouldn't be
Or-
like this at all.
I'm not knocking Zoom at all.
No.
But I'm just, it's a great secondary option. But what I'm saying, it cannot replace.
No, you can't.
Technology could never replace.
This is you can't replace this.
You can't. You can't. And there's going to be a generation that grows up without this that may prefer that because they're not comfortable with
Oh,
this.
that's true, yeah.
But this right here, this in-person shit,
Like
like I don't know if someone's watching this 100 years from now, right? When I'm fucking 6 feet under, and I'm telling you guys, you got to try this in-person talking thing. It is the shit.
Like
with
this-
your close friends, it is the shit.
time capsule advice for the young future generations. If you could speak and meet with your friends in person, do it.
You can't replace it, man.
That's
Do it.
true. Like I would rather, like if I were be able to speak to someone from the 1960s or the 1900s in person, I'd rather do that. Like if I had a chance to speak to Bruce Lee in person, I'd rather do that than hear his interviews, right? Recorded. You know, that's my preference, and I think that's how I perceive what you're saying.
Yeah,
you know,
hell yeah.
having a conversation or even him speaking to me with that energy, he'll probably like smack me in the face. Whoa. You know, and I'm feeling like,
His
wow.
energy would smack you in the face.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't smack me in the face, but his energy.
You know what?
would
What I
smack me in
would
the face.
give to see Tupac and Bruce Lee in a,
Conversate?
in a
Oh.
podcast together.
Oh.
If Tupac, just imagine
You know,
Tupac and Bruce Lee.
if they didn't die so young, that could be happening right now.
I would love because you know Bruce Lee, the philosopher, right? People are forgetting he's very well read, right? He not only for his martial arts, but he was very deep, very into philosophy. And this guy had a book collection like no other for an Asian American. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Tupac, way ahead of his time. If you go back to what he said, both of them, Bruce Lee and Tupac, the two amazing icons, legendary. You go back to any other interviews, it's still relevant for today. When you want to talk about Black Lives Matter,
definitely.
go back and listen to everything what Tupac says, and you could bring it to this day and age. If somebody regurgitates exactly what he says verbatim, it'll still be relevant today. Today, he was so ahead of his time. Same thing with Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Take what he said back in the day, apply it to mixed martial arts, apply it to diet, apply it to mental
He's the
health.
founder of mixed martial arts.
Well, not just the mixed martial arts, but also social justice.
social
Like,
justice.
there was a
unity,
recent documentary that came out
30
on
for 30,
ESPN,
right?
30 for 30.
With Bruce Lee?
Yeah, Bruce Lee.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Be Water. Be Water.
Yep.
So, but basically, like this documentary, like I don't want to say that Bruce Lee was a like active social activist, but
He was only 32 when he
Yes.
when he
died, by the way.
So he was still
Yes.
very, very
Yes.
young.
Imagine.
yes, but what he was doing back when he was in the
In an era where
in the Hollywood
it was
system,
a super
Yeah.
duper white
not,
world.
Not even just Hollywood though. Think about martial arts back then, right? He was the first one to accept
But he was a-
foreign, non
he was a foreigner.
foreign into his classes.
He was a foreigner. Keep that in mind. How
Yeah.
limiting that was. Being an Asian.
well, he was perceived as a foreigner, but he
By the
was
Chinese community.
But he was American as apple pie. Did you know that he was born in San Francisco?
Yep, he
He's
was
a
a
Yeah,
U.S.
yeah. But
citizen.
he went back to Hong Kong.
Back to Hong Kong.
And why did he go back to Hong Kong?
because they wouldn't accept him here.
Yep.
Exactly. So
But-
he was a foreigner. If he was in Hong Kong, he was a foreigner. And when he came home, he was a foreigner. How fucked up is that?
Yeah.
Not accepted.
And that's the problem. That's a problem with America back then, and that's what we're fighting for
Yep.
But
now.
now.
Right now, we're
Right?
still fighting.
That's why
for
there's,
it.
fighting for
that's
it.
why there's Asians, anybody, any minority, and there's whites. Everybody should be fighting for Black Lives Matter because it's not only for Black Lives Matter. It's not only for them, because if we allow that injustice for them,
It's gonna trickle down.
we allow it for everybody.
Yep.
We allow it for everybody.
I
We
think-
gotta start calling this shit out. And it's not. And just forget about the color of our skin, as we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
Just look about what if it's someone that we identify with that had this knee on You know?
Yeah.
I can't even,
No.
you know, I can't even bring myself to that
It's
again.
similar to what happened like in World War II during the Nazi era, right? It only grew to that level because one, people kept saying, "Oh, they didn't come for me, so it doesn't matter to me." But eventually, when they came for you, no one else left to speak up for you.
Right. Just like what fucking got me infuriated was during the whole coronavirus shit. And there was people going, yo, like wearing a t-shirt or hat or whatever, some shit that says, yo, I'm not Chinese. Like they're Asian, but it's saying, I'm not Chinese, I'm this Asian.
Doesn't matter.
You think they care? Like you understand? Like you think they're gonna go, oh shit, you're Vietnamese. Oh shit, you're Korean, you're Thai, you're Japanese. You think they care? Even if you wore a t-shirt like that, you know what that signals?
You're still a target.
Yeah, you win.
That's a big red paint.
Because those type of people that want to attack, first of all, they're dumb as fuck. Second of all, they're just looking to start shit with someone who's submissive that's not gonna fight back. Because if you look at who they're targeting. They're targeting someone that does not fight back. Okay?
They look for the easy targets.
They're looking for a sure win. They're not attacking one-on-one. They're not attacking without a gun. They're not attacking like trying to jump you. They're attacking old women. They're attacking children.
People that don't speak the language.
They're attacking you, but then they with 5 of their friends. They're attacking you, but they got a gun in it. Ain't nobody going up to John Jones trying to fuck with him. Ain't nobody going to Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? They know them boys can fight. You know what I mean? They're not fucking with them one-on-one. They know what time it is. Their racism, no matter how racist you are, you're not that stupid to go up to somebody that you know you're going to get a licking from. You're not that stupid. But when you wear a submissive shirt saying like that, like that's like how you know how I took that? It's like you're such a fucking coward and you don't give a shit about what's right or what's wrong. You just don't want any smoke.
They won't target you. But like to break it down even in a simpler terms, like saying, "Hey, I'm left-handed, you're right-handed. Don't come for after the lefties."
Yeah, no,
It's a ridiculous concept and a basis to build your own identity or whatever around.
Yeah, and when you don't fight, when you know that this is wrong, you either have to wait until the fact that it will come over to you, or you're gonna, it's a moral thing. Like it's right or wrong, and you know that this is wrong, then this is something you have to fight for.
If you think about it, eventually all these people that are racist and just taking advantage of this situation, right? And when they run out of, say, in this current situation, right? Just kind of speaking for Black Lives Matter, when they run out of, say, black people to pick on, right? To be racist against, who's the next target? Is that Asians, Southeast Asians, another European, non-Hispanic, whatever? They're going to have another target afterwards.
You know, the beauty of what was happening with like COVID and everything like that, you saw this happening. So basically, like, you saw this, okay, because of COVID, I'm against Asians. I'm against Chinese people.
Brought out the true racists.
Yeah, brought out the true racists. And now this happened with George Floyd. It brought out the true racists. You have to like look at it. It's not a fight for a specific like. It's a
color, religion, nothing.
It's a fight. You gotta understand. Like people are gonna be out here. They're racist, and you have to call it out as it is. Like. You gotta stop with this bullshit.
Oh, it's not after me right now, so it's not my fault. No, it's not my issue. No, it's gonna be your issue at some point down the road.
It's an issue that we have to face together.
And you have good cops that completely disagree with racism, completely disagree with abuse of power, right? That doesn't want to hurt the people who really do want to protect and serve. That's their job. They're really good, decent people, and I know cops like that.
Same.
Right, and I had a lot of abuse from cops as well as a child. First-hand experience where I didn't even do anything illegal. Yeah, me too. Literally just hanging out. And there, I've been assaulted and attacked by a police officer. Had guns pointed to my face. I literally didn't do anything, right? But I don't know, wrong place, wrong time, I guess, right? I don't know what the fuck was on their mind.
They're profiling. They're just looking at
but it happens to Asians too. That model minority, it's a myth. It's a goddamn myth.
It's a racist myth.
I can't tell you how many poor Asians I know. I can't tell you how many ghetto Asians I know. I can't tell you how many Asians that are struggling to make it. I can't tell you. People are just using that to divide and saying like, yo, Asians is just they're all good. Like trying to label like every Asian isn't making $1 billion. What they if you keep reading these news articles, you would think that we just make $1 billion out of nowhere just because we
there's
Asian.
no struggles because you're Asian. No, that's
No,
fucking
we struggle,
lies.
man.
That's fucking
and then
lies
not all
out
of
there.
us have good luck. We don't make it. We struggle, we work hard, and we still don't make it. We understand that. And we still try to do it, just like any other person, any other white person, black person. It doesn't matter. But this whole myth that Asians are the most successful minority out there, therefore every single Asian. Come on, man. We make up such a small fraction of what it is in the United States. Give me a fucking goddamn break, man. We're still trying to figure it out. We're still trying to figure it out. But to just take that small sample size and go, oh, every Asian, this is exactly, if they can make it, then every black person should be able to do the same.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Because I could tell you from my worldview, yeah, I do know successful Asians, but I know a whole other
slew of Asians that's not successful.
I know successful blacks, but I know a whole nother.
The whole system is brought up to kind of divide minorities.
I don't know, but I would say this system is more of a class warfare than not more of a class war, but it's definitely divided by class also.
I don't want to oversimplify it, but at the same time, I don't want to overcomplicate it.
Yeah, we don't.
To me, I don't want to look at it like a race thing, even though it is.
You want to call it
the
out
system's
as
making
it is.
the system's making it that way.
It's a racial thing.
But you
definitely.
here's what I bought. We got to look past that though. We got to look. Is this a bad guy thing or a good guy thing? And it's not that difficult because you know what? Kids, talking about 4, 5, 6 years old, know the difference between good and evil.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good and
Okay.
evil.
Like
so that's all it is. That's all I'm looking at. I'm looking, is this good or is this evil? Right. And for the most part, when you're talking about like someone fucking pressing their knee on someone for fucking 8 minutes and 46 seconds, that's evil. Now, regardless of what that person did, if that person robbed a bank, if that person robbed a car, is that a death penalty? Should that person be judged by a police officer? No, the police officer's job is not to kill that person. It's to arrest that person.
it's also not to judge the person.
Yeah.
Right? Their job is to protect the law, not to take it in their own hands and fucking commit murder.
Nope.
That's a problem. That's evil. To me, seeing a man out cry out for his mom and crying out like that that motherfucker is evil.
With no
man.
remorse in his face.
That shit was evil. So I'm not going by color or whatever, because he could have been an Asian guy. He could have been a white guy. I would be fucking upset.
Knee on his neck, bro.
And what's crazier is the videos that I'm seeing, the stuff that's going out right now. There's a protest against police brutality and injustice, and it's like the evil is fighting back, trying to justify their evil.
Yep. Like,
what the fuck? And I'm not just talking about cops, because there are more videos of police officers shooting innocent people and making them victims. Even the press, they're shooting rubber bullets at the press, right?
Tear gas.
There's more murders going on, and there's more video surfacing even after George Floyd. Police purposely pressing their knee on someone's neck, killing them, right? But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about also protesters. The motherfuckers that are going in there. One thing to go in there and I understand, tear the whole system down. I get it for those anarchists or whatever, right? Trying to loot, saying that we need to tear down, rebuild. All right, fine, right? Let's just say I play along and I go with that. But going in there and then actually not only robbing, but the people protecting the store, going in there and hurting them.
no. Like the mom
They're
and
just
pop
staying there
shop?
like saying, yeah, hey, chill.
I'm with you, but no, you're still gonna fuck it up.
And go in there and assaulting them, and then they're running away and then chasing them down and fucking them up. Like, are you fucking serious? What did they got to do with George Floyd? Did they press their knee? What did they got to? Do they got fucking? What are they doing? They here with you. You know, they're not part of this corporate whatever
System
thing
and
you're
whatever.
trying to fight. This is their livelihood, and they're just in their store trying to protect it. They figure if they're there, you're not. They don't even have guns. They're not even pointing guns at you, and you go there and fuck them up. You know what I'm saying? I'm against that too. I'm against all evil, but I'm not gonna say all protesters are fucked up. I'm not gonna say all cops are fucked up.
No. Those
There's
are
just
not
evil on
protest-
both sides. There's assholes
These
on
are-
both sides.
These
There's
are not
evil on both
protesters.
sides.
Those people were hurting innocent people, they're not protesters, man. They're opportunists. They're taking advantage of what's happening.
And they're ruining that message too. They're taking the attention away from it. They're ruining it.
It's a battle between good and evil, man. And that's what we gotta look at. We gotta stop. People like putting everything in these little these neat little silos where you're going, oh, every protester is bad, because of those lootings. Oh, all the protesters are fucked up. Come on, guys. That's not. Oh, every single person that wears a blue uniform is a fucking dick, or abuser of power. Like, come on, guys. You got some police officers really like fighting against this shit too. Like,
the thing to me is, it's so easily identifiable who are the bad and who are the good.
That's how fucked up that system is also. But like,
exactly.
Again,
it's a
if the people in charge are evil,
like
like going back, if they're evil and they're in charge, the host is gonna fuck them all the way down also.
it's just the people in power don't even want to give an inch.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I hope more people get caught out in the bullshit. Keep recording, like you said, keep recording, keep sharing it, keep putting it out there. Don't let these racists get away with it.
Yeah.
Don't.
Anyway, other stuff. We've been on this for a while, and I'm sure the media has been pressing on you guys listening on this. It's just that I wanted to make it clear where we stand, and we stand on the side of good, and we draw a clear distinction on that line. We have a lot of friends that are police officers. We stand by them because they are good police officers. They're good people. They wanted,
there's good people there.
They're good people.
Don't alienate them.
And there's another sense of I have friends that are protesters, and they're fucking good people too, man. And I have friends from all different colors. Fuck, man. I just hate this whole situation. I wish the world could get along like we all get along, within our circle, but it's a lot more work. We have a lot more work to do, and we do need to speak up about it.
Progress, not perfection.
Progress, not perfection. So when we see an injustice out there, let's call it out. Let's do our way to fight it. I'm not saying we don't need to physically go out there and fight if that's not your thing. And you don't need to physically go out there and protest if that's not your thing. Don't feel bad about it, but just play your part. Just speak out against it. That's what's important. Anyway, I want to move on to recommendations.
I want to reiterate that, spending time with the ones you love, that's most important. So for me, I'm during the whole quarantine process, I'm spending time with my girl. So I want to, we definitely want to spend as much time as we can with each other, even though we're working, from home. It's very different. Like, we want to spend actually quality time with each other. So
how do you do that?
Well, we actually found a show that we love, we enjoy together. It's called Outlander. It's on Netflix. And it's interesting because it's about time travel. It's about actually like finding love in a different time period. And
is it like a chick flick?
I have to say, yes, it's a chick flick.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, that's all good.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it has a lot of historical value. It's about this woman who travels back in time in Scotland in the 1700s. So she falls in love. She's already married, right, in the present time, but she travels back into Scotland in the 1700s, and so she has to survive during this time period where women are diminished. They're not looked at as people of value. But she's a healer, so she's a doctor. So she's like healing all the Scottish people who are fighting a war against the British, right? So she's valued, and they call her a witch. And so it's all these different dynamics from, time travel to spirituality to finding love in a different time period, and then being valued in a time when women are not valued. So it's in its 5th season, and I'm only out on its 3rd season. And at first I thought it was going to be boring, but it's so fascinating, the fact that, when you time travel and you go back to the past, like, how do people perceive you with the knowledge that you have from the future, that what things are going to happen and change society for the better. But you have to stay in this time period and then play along. But then you're also introducing these progressive ideas during this time period. So you're
Cool.
changing people's minds in the past.
And what is this on Netflix?
Yes, Netflix.
Outlanders?
It's called Outlander. Yeah.
There you go.
There
You
you
ready
go.
for one, Pen? You got one?
From a social aspect, not a show aspect, but from a social aspect, I would say, one, think about something that's being done to somebody else and ask, would you want it to be done to you? Right? A lot of people don't think about that. Be that empathetic about it and be like, if this happened to me, would I enjoy it? No? Then fucking do something about it.
Put
You know?
yourselves in those shoes, if
not-
possibly.
It might be hard for them to put themselves into shoes. Just think about, like, do I want to be someone to call me out on my race? Do I want someone to call me out on whatever it is, right?
In order to do that, you have to be willing to share your
Yeah.
power and your convenience.
Think about it that way then. Think if you didn't have it. Would I want someone to have the knee on my neck? No. Then why would you want someone else to have
Of
the
course,
knee on
no
their
one
neck?
wants a fucking knee on the
then
neck.
why would you be for any
Because
of
it doesn't
that?
inconvenience them. That's the truth. That's the world we live in. That's the world we live in. They're going, it doesn't, look, if I'm not black, it's not going to bother me because the cops ain't stopping me.
So why should I care?
So why should I care? Right? And that's some bullshit right
Because
there.
it's bullshit. And eventually, once they run out of people to pick on, they're going to come
That's
towards
fucking
you.
sad,
You're going to
bro.
run out of
That's
allies
sad.
soon.
And that's my recommendation is just to look into it, man. Just look into what they're really fighting for before you start labeling it like they're all being out of control and they're all looting. That's not it, man. That's not it. They're not trying to, that's not it. Just look into it a little bit more. See, really put yourself in their shoes. And that's the main thing. Once you put yourself in their shoes, if you could really do that, then you would understand.
Yeah.
So that's it for today. It's a little deep. We wanted to make it
Yeah.
a little light. We had this
But-
whole thing, but it never goes out the way we planned. We just kind of freestyle it, and whatever it goes out. But
It goes.
And then
We have
we're
to-
gonna go
Okay.
eat, and then we're gonna drink.
yeah,
Cheers.
So we have to wrap this up because we're trying to cook this amazing meal today. We're way overdue for lunch, and we got other people waiting on us. So thank you for listening to us and supporting Lucky Boys. Much love to you guys.
As always.
And
Thank you for
we're
your support.
grinding out here.
Yeah,
love
man.
each other.
But
Love
every
each other.
listener, every comment, man, and direct message you guys give us of encouragement and appreciation, even though we're super small, but is appreciated, and I love you all for it. So thank you.
Yeah, appreciate your support. Lucky
Cheers.
Boys out.